That's how you end. You raise the rest of the finger. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5.
Most of the children have made their way off to the mines. Salinger sleeps in one of the adjoining chambers in the tavern. The dinner crowd has thinned down, and Miranda has a feather duster in her hand, moving about the interior of the inn, brushing tops of framed paintings and paraphernalia of her adventures. Peach, you've delivered the last tray of empty dishes into the back.
Hey, Mom. Do you have a second?
Yeah, it looks like the rush is over.
So, you really don't think we've got anything to worry about out in the mines? Because the rest of them just ran off, Like, if there's some kind of beast out there, they could get serious hurt. Like, what? Do you really think it's a basilisk?
She kind of pauses, glances over you. Friends all went off to the mines?
You didn't notice them leaving? I stayed here to help him. Salinger's asleep, but the rest of them all went chasing one of those Fairfoot chickens.
Well, I didn't know they were going to the mines. I thought you were just going to ask those old dwarves about them.
I mean, that's what Ava did, but the rest of... I mean, of course we're going to investigate. We were already down there earlier.
But those mines are dangerous. Nobody takes care of those. I don't think that's safe.
I mean, what are you to talk about, safe, Mama? I mean, how many times have you risked your life doing something funny? I mean, it's all about the adventure, right? The story that we're going to tell. And we ain't got much time left here in Shepherd's Inn.
No, you go into caves that collapse, and that's a terrible idea. Why would they do that? I mean, you should catch up to them. You don't want them to go in there.
I mean, I will admit it. I'm sure they'll be fine.
No, those caves aren't safe.
No, I know they're not, but... I mean, nothing we're going to do is safe. Do you think the warfront's safe, Mom? Why didn't...
Peach, honey, what are you talking about? Your friends are going into caves that could... They're in a state of disrepair, and nobody's been in there for a long time. Pete, I'm gonna go talk to somebody and make sure your friends they don't wander off in there.
No, Mom, I just want to ask you. I mean, if there's no creatures or anything down there, they can't get really that hurt. I mean, I'll go check on them in a minute. I just wanted to ask. I haven't got... We're leaving in like 3 weeks. Do you even care that... I mean, you care that we're risking our lives in this mine. Do you care that we're going to go off to this...
You're exaggerating. Nothing's happening until at least the summer comes, and by 10, the war will probably be over. You won't have to go at all.
Sure, Mom. I'll go catch up to the rest of them all. Hang on.
Okay, you hurry right along. You make sure your friends don't go in that mine, and you come back here, and we'll make sure everyone's had enough to eat.
Sure thing, Mom. And then Peach would go to kind of the crash pad room and slam on the door until Salinger wakes up.
Bum, 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 bum.
Sal! 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 Salinger.
Eventually, you start to wake up.
Peach would poke him and prod him. I would do this in real life, but People heard that.
Oh, wait, we can't hear you if you're transmitting. You are not lighting up as though you are not pressing your key.
Now you're going out together.
They're open the door. He's not there.
He's vanished. How'd a boy that big disappear?
I think he's fixing it. Okay, well, we'll come back to the two of you in a moment. Meanwhile, let's see. So with the exception of Shalati and Casey, the rest of you were headed to the ruins, is that correct? And where were you going?
The two of them were in the ruins, and then
No, it was
they went
into the mines.
Mines,
And then
sorry.
everyone else went back to the workshop, right?
Did you take Kabeth with you? Because I think you left her outside the cave entrance.
I think
well,
Kabeth went back to the
with
workshop.
us, while Shalati and Casey did sneaky sneak.
Did you tell her what you found? Because I only kind of heard it.
You definitely would have known what we found because we came out with like a whole wagon full of bullshit. Whole wagon full.
Cool.
Dwarf shit, not bullshit. We have minotaurs.
Dwarf shit. Dwarf shit.
That's true. We can kind of do it this way. The kids can kind of recap what happened to maybe catch Kabeth up and stuff like that. That way it's fresh in everyone's minds as well. So we'll place the most of you at the workshop, or maybe on the way to the ruins, because you were planning to go there after the workshop, right?
No, I don't think we decided that.
So the initial plan was to head to the ruins after we got our tools from the mines, but then we discovered weapons and
this is
jewels.
way more serious.
Okay. Well, so we'll end up.
I remember. Kabeth and I are basically dressed up fancy in all kinds of jewelry in the
You mean
workshop.
Ava?
Oh, was it Ava and me?
I think it was Ava,
Yeah. So we'll Kabeth too then. We're like,
sure, yeah.
We're trying on all the fancy jewelry, like absolute.
So by the
green.
time Peach
pretty
and Sal
princess.
stumble on this, you guys are like decked out.
Yes, we are 100% princesses.
So, for the record, what would have happened after we came back from the cavern, from the mines, is that we came out with a cart, or we came out with all those dwarven weapons that we found, along with all the jewels, threw them into the cart. Shalati and went back into the mines to search a path not researched yet, or not searched yet, and everyone else following Esmond, because he had a distinct feeling all of a sudden, would have rushed back to the workshop with the jewels and the weapons, with like 2 weapons handed off to Shalati and O for protection. And it was at the workshop that Esmond started checking one of the automatons for sabotage. And DM, you clarified that after looking into it, it didn't appear to be sabotage, but there was something wrong with the compass. That was where we had.
Mm-hmm. So I want to know where your group is now, or where you are currently en route to.
Yeah, how long? Yeah, let's start at the workshop and decide in character.
Can you remind me, the player, where the workshop is? This is in town, right? This is not near the cave particularly. This is where Ez works. Okay.
Yeah, it's in town. So what we'll end up doing is they'll have run into you on the way there, and then be like, "Oh no, we can't talk about it here." And you go to the workshop, and they can all fill you in, and that'll refresh us all kind of on the story. Okay, and then Shal and Casey have gone further into the mines themselves. Okay, cool. That's good. Yes, so to expedite this just a little bit, on the road between, or on the path between the old mines and the town itself, Peach and the others run into each other. There are too many people coming and going near the docks to have a discussion here, and so it makes more sense to talk in quiet in the back of the workshop. Before too long, that's where that group is gathered.
So, while Esmond would have rushed everyone into the workshop, and he would have gestured to Doc or Araya to explain the situation to Peach, while he would have immediately turned to the automaton that was in the shop. I think it was Gray, and immediately started working on that based on the thought that he had from earlier.
Okay, so in terms of catching Peach up, do that in character.
Well, I'm glad you all are alive at least. My mom seemed to think that mine was going to collapse any second.
No, it's worse.
Worse than collapsing mine, you all came out alive, didn't you?
No, it's a mystery. Honestly, I think that the mine is just. Well, I think that they say that it's a dangerous place to keep people out of it. I don't know who's in there, but somebody's storing weapons. And Peach. Wait till we get to the workshop. Oh wait, are we in the workshop right now?
Yes,
She like pulls from her robes like a legit satchel full of shiny, ridiculous shit.
Oh my!
Look at this.
Well,
Look.
wait.
That was in the mines. Just
Yes,
I
just
mean, it is dangerous. The wood was rotted.
not all of it.
Still,
There's new wood.
but not. I don't know. I think it was pretty unsafe. We just had to be really careful.
I mean, pretty unsafe.
Oh.
But obviously, people have been there. Who's? And it's not freshly mined gems or anything. That's like set and finished up and all.
As pouring gets into her hand and the thing's sparkling on Ava and Araya, the craft, they look finely crafted, but the build of the jewelry and the weapons themselves are unlike the things you've seen made to be sent off to the army or something like that. The method of craft seems different. The aesthetics and the sensibilities of whoever made these very different from what you've seen crafted in town. Amongst the jewelry, there are a number of rings, some bracelets, a brooch, some, 2 circlets, and a belt, in addition to all the weapons themselves. The weapons are peculiar in their designs as well. The blades, for example, are rectangular without sharp points, or perfectly triangular without tapered edges. The pommels, cross guards look to be they're thick, square. There's a lot of geometry in the designs of the things that you found,
Including the jewelry?
including the jewelry.
So it's like Art Deco jewelry, you might say?
Perhaps.
Scale 1 to Elvish. Where are we? 1, right?
Pretty far, yeah. There's not a lot of flowing or curved edges. Things are very, there's a lot of geometry.
But it's like finished pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't look like anything we've seen in town.
Esmond peeks up from the innards of the automaton. Well, that's because it's not. I have no idea where this stuff came from, and we should be really careful with it. I don't think anyone should be wearing it at the moment. So take that off, Maria, please.
As you know where it came from, it all came from the mine. Peach cracks up at her own joke.
She's like,
He's back in the automaton.
if you're not looking, you're not listening. So, who made you boss? Just like looking at all the shinies. There's no harm in that.
I mean, should we tell someone? Like, should we tell like my mom knows all the stuff. She's got like all the weapons and things from her. No?
I think we will know who has done it by how they behave, but they won't know that we took the stuff. So it's better to keep our eyes open.
But who has done it? Is it even a thing? Did you just all rob somebody who was stashing
we
things
just
somewhere? I mean,
found stuff in a mine. It's lost treasure. I don't know. Well, why would somebody be stockpiling weapons?
Araya, it's lost treasure that somebody had built a recent bridge to.
So is the mine
Esmond.
safe or not?
So someone's gonna be looking for it.
But they won't come looking for us if we don't tell anybody that we have it until we know more.
People nowhere in the mines, though. I told my mom.
What?
Why would you do that?
You told your mom?
Yeah, she asked where we were going. I was trying to see.
Well, don't tell her that we found the chicken outside of the mine. We didn't even have to go in. The chicken fell for our trap. Tell her that.
Sure, I'll go back and untell my mom that I was going to run off the mines to help you all.
You caught us before
You
we
caught
got
us
there.
in time, and we didn't go in. We caught the chicken outside of the mine.
That was
You know,
actually really
Seyfried, that's
themed, yeah.
genius. I like it. Makes me look like a hero.
The observation, I think, had been made in the previous session, and just because descriptions can be so subjective, somebody, I think, had correlated the design of these jewelry and weapons to dwarven
Dwarvish.
architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a perfect match, but reminiscent of it.
Well, the dwarves were wanting us to stay out of the mines. They were really specific about it, and maybe one of them knows something about it. And if not, they may recognize at least some of the stuff, right?
Well, what did the dwarves say exactly, Ava?
They said things like we have no business being in the mines, and that it was dangerous, and we didn't know anything about them, and stuff like that, I think.
All right, that's the same sort of nonsense my mom was saying, though. That it's dangerous, that we shouldn't go in there. I don't know that we should tell those dwarf folks that we found anything or that you all found anything.
I think there are two things that are very clear. One is that we were not supposed to go into the mines. And the other is that the things we found are really distinct. And if anyone sees them, they will know that we went inside of the mines. So if
They're
we
also
don't
gonna
want
know
people
when
to
they-
know we went in, then we don't want to show off the stuff we found.
We should put it back if we don't want people to know we went in, because whoever put it in there is going to know that you all went in.
But what if they put it in there for a bad reason? If they put it in there for a harm, we can return it and no harm. But if it's not there for, like, weapons, no one has weapons. Why would they have them?
You know what? I'm actually fine with it now that I think about it. I've got plausible deniability. I stopped you all and everything. I can tell that story here and back, and it'll still be true. So whatever you all found in the mine is your own business.
As you're in the midst of talking,
We didn't find anything in the mine.
Exactly. You didn't even go there. I interrupted you.
I'll start stashing the stuff back in the satchel. Yes.
as you're in the midst of talking, Ava and Araya, you two had put on a bunch of jewelry just for fun earlier, right?
Yeah, we did.
And Quebec too.
Back to.
All the girls just
Yeah,
like
and took it
God, I
off when
wanted
Ez
to
said
draw
to
that
take it
art.
off.
Not
Okay.
all of the girls.
Kevin, you're metagaming right now.
Yeah, that's fine. It's totally, that's what we did.
So-
It is what happened.
So as you guys are putting on all this jewelry,
Seyfried, did you do jewelry with us? Big
Mm-mm.
zero. Nope.
Not me
I would like to
getting caught.
know. I would like to know which piece of jewelry each of you put on first. There are a number of different rings, 2 sets of bracelets, a single brooch, 2 circlets, an armband, and a belt. So for each of you who put on jewelry, I would like to know which piece you put on first.
Shoot, circlet appeal. But I honestly, like in my head, it was like rings and stupid stuff. Like,
Well, I hadn't even told you what you'd found yet, so
oh, okay.
it's fine to trying to change that.
In my head, okay.
It's hard to know without seeing it, but I don't think that Ava would be the first person to try it on. She'd be encouraged when one or more people. So I'll let one of you guys
Oh,
choose
even
first.
worse.
All
I think we would have like put on top of your head a circle.
Okay.
Yes.
Like
Okay.
we would have been like,
Yeah, I think Quebec would do it. If Araya wants to do it first, Quebec would be like, "Oh, yeah, I want to do that too," because Araya did it. And then they'll turn and put something on Ava's head, and I love that.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys choose. So Jess, choose something, and then I guess Allie, and then whatever you
We're
guys
putting a
want.
circlet on Ava for sure.
Okay.
What does Araya put on?
yes.
I think Quebec will put on the brooch, like she'll pin it to her collar.
Okay.
Ring. I would have put on a ring.
Okay. So for the rings, there's several rings, and obviously, in terms of the descriptions, they're all essentially random at this point. But you have the choice of.
Is there a blue one?
There's actually only 2 rings. I just realized. Ring 1. And there are 2 rings. To you, relatively indistinguishable at this moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I would put on one.
First ring or second ring?
1. I like odd numbers.
Good choice.
Yeah. And then Kabeth was the brooch. Aurea put on a ring, and a circlet is on Ava. There are 2 circlets. First circlet or second circlet?
We're going to stick with odd, I think.
Oh yeah, we're all odd. We're odd here is the reality.
Okay, sounds good. Peach, we'll say that you're the one who notices. Just for some reason. Do you have your hand up?
Yeah. So Cypher definitely would not have put on anything and definitely would not be wearing anything that we took from the mine, but she would keep something from it. Is that?
Oh my god.
Carefully sending the difference.
I mean this very sincerely. She would take things. She would not wear things, obviously. But if that's not okay, that's also fine. She definitely wouldn't wear anything, though.
You guys at some point upended a sack of jewelry, right? So seeing all these things spill out and people putting things on and trying stuff on, what would you grab?
She would grab one pair of earrings.
There are no earrings, unfortunately.
Because they're pretty.
Damn it!
Sparkly things.
You could make a ring into earrings.
I could make a ring into earrings.
There was
Cool.
necklaces.
Wouldn't that
You didn't
require-
have ears.
No one grabbed a necklace, but there's necklaces.
So you could. We'll say the other ring is set in a way that you could use that as an earring. I just don't have earrings on my list.
Oh, okay. Yeah. However it works out mechanically, that she would end up with like a pair or whatever. But that's like it doesn't matter.
I don't think there
We'll
are.
tell you
only
what,
2
let's
rings.
do this. Let's do this. There are bracelets, and we'll say that those could be used for like hoop earrings. Would you be interested in that? Okay. There are
Yeah.
2 sets of bracelets. 2 sets of
The base
bracelets.
of your ear.
Do you want? Would you just again for your perspective? This is random. Bracelet number 1, bracelet number 2. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, bracelet number 2. Cypher has plucked those out of the handfuls that you guys are playing with all the jewelry and you coincidentally notice there's enough for everyone.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Okay, that's cool.
But do they each
yeah, so-
suit everyone's individual styles? Caution.
they are all dwarven, sort of in their make. So, but
They're all
yeah,
that
so
blocky style.
Peach, we'll say that you're the one that notices that as people are playing with jewelry and starting to take stuff off, put stuff on again, there is a faint glow from the small gemstones faceted in the items that each of those the people have put them on have interacted with first, right? So, for example, Kabeth, the brooch that she had put on, there's a faint glow from some of the gemstones set within.
You want something's going on. Those are glowing. There's something reacting to them. Do y'all feel right? Like your earrings, Cypher, and that brooch.
Again, not wearing anything.
Okay. Well, then Aurea. And Ava, even. There's everything. The edges are glowing. Like the little ones.
Ooh. Maybe they're just really pretty.
I mean, there's pretty, and then there's illuminated by something other than the gem itself. There's something
gonna,
going
like,
on.
Cup
The,
her hands around it and see if it glows.
magic's pretty common, so magical items and the idea of it wouldn't be terribly surprising for these characters, right?
Right.
That's true. Cupping your hands around, you see there's a faint glow from the small gemstone set into the metal.
Oh. Good eye, Peach.
Thanks. It was weird. I had like a voice in my head. It seemed to tell me they were special.
Do all of them then glow a little bit?
No, only the first one you put on, the first one Ava put on, and then the brooch that Kabeth put on.
But none of the ones in the pile that remains.
No, nothing else is glowing. Also, the one that Seifert is holding onto is not glowing.
It's totally safe. You should try it on.
Jess, quit pushing drugs on people. We've seen this after school special. Ava
What?
looks at her ringlet and says, basically, like, "Oh, maybe they're magical or have some sort of magical properties."
Was
It
there
looks so
anything all
pretty.
left?
Yeah, there's lots of stuff left.
Peach
that
would
must
grab
mean they're
something and
really
see if it
important.
reacts.
So you reach for this handful of stuff. What do you grab?
Necklace. Some kind of. Yeah. Some kind of necklace.
Strangely,
or something.
strangely, I don't have a
No
necklace. I feel like I mentioned necklaces before.
Yeah,
but
you did. Okay, bracelet then. Bracelet.
there are 2 sets of bracelets. Actually, one of them is already claimed, so there is 1 set of bracelets.
Okay, she'd pick those up.
Yeah, you pick them up in your hand, and there's no glow.
Well, I'll be. She'll kind of put them back down.
Well, I think then that these are really special. Maybe we shouldn't. So Array's gonna put hers back in the bag.
No, hang on to the ones that are like glowing when you touch them. I don't know. It seems special.
No, I mean
When
it
you
just
take the
looks fun.
when Araya takes the ring off of her finger, the glow fades.
Oh, they are magic. You have to put it on for it to glow. Well, did it make? Does it? Do I notice it feeling different? Like,
Doesn't feel any different.
okay.
I'm
It doesn't-
keeping mine.
Say that again.
I said I'm keeping mine.
But it's not ours. Like, it's fun to try stuff on, but it's not fun to steal stuff. For keeps. I mean,
Where do you think the missing packages go?
what?
Oh, you
Where
didn't hear
do
it
the
right.
missing packages go?
I don't know.
Are there like?
Yes, you do, Kid Beth. We
Uh-huh.
know they're all under your bed. All of those little things we order
me.
from the big
Nope, not me.
city. Mm-hmm.
Esmond had his hand up.
I was just gonna say, DM, I don't know if you saw, but I sent you a message in Roll20.
It would be clear that Peach is joking with Kabeth.
So, if we want to know, do we want to just put it back, or we want to find out whose this is?
Well, I kind of just want to know what's going on before. I mean, this is nice and all, but I think we should just find someplace safe to put these and not. I mean, if we wear them, then they know we've taken them, and that's very different than look. This was in a weird place, and we'll hold on to it. It's just different.
I'm telling you, whoever it is all is gonna know you took it because it ain't there anymore.
But they won't know it's us unless we're wandering around town with like a sparkly thing. on
Well,
our head.
Ava, didn't you talk to the dwarves about the mines?
You all suddenly hear a loud bang as Esmond cracks his head against the inside of the automaton that he was working on. Oh, ow, okay. And he retreats back, and he's holding a metal piece, and he takes it to his workbench, and he places it gently on the table and slams his hands over the workbench and just stares at it.
What happened?
So I rushed us all back from the mines here to the workshop because I had a sudden concern when we found all those weapons and the jewels that maybe bandits are hiding in the mines, planning to attack the town and sabotaging the automatons. They've been acting up recently, but this is not sabotage. And he motions to the item on the workbench. This is the internal compass of the automatons. It is, in short, it's what allows them to walk straight. It's off kilter. It's not facing north.
So
Wait.
it's broken?
Are you sure that Casey, you didn't do this?
Wait, it's what makes it point north?
Please explain how.
In short, magnets. Magnetism between the globe, the northern southern poles of our planet, of the world. Compasses are designed to point one specific direction, north. There's nothing wrong with this compass. It's perfectly intact. In fact, actually, DM, is there a spare compass somewhere within the workshop that Esmond can pull out to double check?
Yeah, you root around for a second, and then you pull up one that was still being pieced together. So it doesn't have all the finishing that you would sell or use in a device. But you pull it out, dress a little bit, then it matches up. Both the compasses are pointing the same direction.
This compass is currently being built. I mean, the only thing that's missing is the finer details of it, but it's done. It's operational, and it's off.
So then there's a magnet somewhere close by.
It's not just a magnet. That's for the compasses to be this off from what they are set to read. It either has to be a really strong magnet up close, or an incredibly strong electromagnetic field that's disrupting the readings of the compass.
Is that something you just noticed today, or is it something that's been going on for...
Esmond turns and points at you, Peach, and immediately moves. DM, I would imagine that in the workshop there is a logbook of repairs that have been completed on the automatons, with that lists out what may have been wrong, what complaints were listed, and what repairs were completed on the automatons. And I know that repairs have been made more frequently. Can I pull up... If there's such a logbook, can I pull it up and see how recently we've been receiving complaints of the automatons being off balance, dropping a lot more stuff recently?
Looking back through the logs, you realize that now enough time has passed to sort of establish a pattern. It's been a slow build-up in frequency, but there's we'll call it a linear increase in the number of malfunctions with the automatons ever since the tower fell.
Esmond, that's kind of neat, but we have friends who ran a mine and a bunch of weapons that were being stored somewhere. It doesn't seem like a magnet or a compass is important right now.
He quickly turns from the logbook and points directly at you, Doc. What did the dwarves say to you specifically? Tell me exactly what they said to you.
Chris, I'm gonna have to do like a knowledge roll for you. It's been a week. I don't remember, so I'll just roll for the character, I guess.
It creeped me out to watch sun stand up.
Just fill it in as best you can, and if there's things I feel like you should be reminded of, I'll remind.
Okay. Well, they were talking about it when I first walked up. They were talking about the mines and people asking about it. And then when I got closer with the drinks, they noted that I was one of the people that come by earlier. And then I gave them the drinks, and they said that I didn't know anything about the mines and about war. And I said that I might learn about war soon, but that I didn't know about the mines. So I was asking them for anything they could tell me about the history of it. And they said that there used to be monsters that were down in the depths of it, I think, that were maybe hot. I want to say, like, I don't know. I'm remembering like lava monsters, but I don't know if that's entirely true. But that was a long time ago. And then they said no business being in the mines, and I think that's it. No business being in the mines. I think they said dangerous, and they wanted to know why I was asking about it. They seemed really guarded about it. Yeah, they seemed really guarded, and like they didn't want people going down there.
All right, so we've been asking around town. You've been asking the dwarves, and I definitely mentioned it to my mom. People know we've been looking at those mines. We've been interested in them. If I was somebody who hit a bunch of things in those mines, and I heard that a bunch of the senior class were messing around over there, I'd go check it out.
Peach, they only know because you've been telling them. If you didn't tell them, then
Ava
it
told
wouldn't be a
all the
problem.
dwarves in town. Excuse me.
Well, if this is, I'd give it back to the dwarves. She like immediately puts the rig back in the bag and puts it away from her.
I don't want it. Those grumpy old dwarfs don't deserve nothing.
No, but we don't. This isn't ours. I mean, maybe that's where they thought it was like the safest place to keep it and hide it.
But the weapons are what we're interested in, not the jewelry, right? I mean, it's fine if they want to. If we just found a bunch of like expensive stuff, that's fine. But it's the weapons that are disconcerting.
Like, I mean, we just sent off every able-bodied person to go north. And these are hidden in the mines when they could be in the hands of the people protecting the kingdom.
DM, as they're all talking back and forth, Esmond is taking one of the compasses and is going to walk towards the direction it is currently pointing, or not walk out of the workshop, but just walk around to see the direction it is pointing. Do I know what is further beyond in that direction outside of the workshop?
Just stepping outside of the workshop, you've done enough repairs on the automatons where you know the direction that it's supposed to point when it points north. You know what north is. This is veering off into the sea. Like, north is also the sea. This is veering off into the east. Too far to the east.
And to the east is just ocean. It's not additional continent.
Yeah, just ocean. But that's also true of north. Like, Isvalin is sort of this giant peninsula.
Is this why the sailors were having trouble? That north isn't north anymore?
Yeah, they were talking. I thought he was drunk, but a lighthouse moving. It could be malfunctioning equipment.
Well, do they use compasses or do they use the stars? Oh, wait, out of character. They wouldn't have used the stars because the stars didn't show up until like recent.
Even before the stars, they would use the fragments of the shattered moon for the same effect.
I got an idea. She says, still wearing and like playing with the thing on her head, I guess. What if we keep everything in a safe place, but then someone goes back to the bar with one of them, and if the dwarves see it, they'll either say something and then we know they're in on it, or anyone who sees us will want to go check on the rest of it, and we just wait outside, and then whoever shows up, we know that's the person who put the stuff there, and then we just report back.
But no, we should just. The stuff is gone. Let's not lure the attention of somebody who knows how to use these weapons.
But they won't
Let's just
have
watch. No, let's just watch, because
Esmond comes back into the workshop and grabs the circlet off your head, Ava. Throws it onto the workbench. Everyone give me all the jewelry, now. Put it on this workbench, please.
let's just put it in the bag and not. She puts, back in the bag.
Peach would kind of nod to Ava and say, that's not a bad idea, but let's not go showing this stuff off.
Yeah.
We could watch the entrance, though. Whoever we've been saying, or I've been saying, she kind of looks sideways at Kabeth, about how we've been in the mines, and if somebody wants to check on their hoard, then maybe they'd be coming on their way back. So we should at least have a look out. That's a good idea.
Here's what we do. And Esmond turns from the workshop. Here's what we do. Put all the jewelry back on the workbench, please. We don't know what it does yet. It clearly has some... any gestures to everyone that's still wearing jewelry, and it's glowing very faintly. It clearly does something. We need to determine what it does to make sure it's not dangerous to anybody.
Well, we should also listen to what Shalati and Casey have to say after they find it.
Well, I was going to say, let's put all the jewelry and the weapons somewhere here in the workshop for now, and let's go find Shalati and O immediately, because we are missing some crucial information here. Something is not adding up. There are too many pieces here, and none of it is coming together.
Cypher does not put anything on the workshop table. And and she does say, how dangerous could it be? They made it into wearable items.
She has a point.
But why aren't they wearing it?
I mean, it's a little ostentatious, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. This one's really kind of reserved.
All right, let me put this another way.
I've already put my stuff on the table.
We keep the jewelry here. We keep it hidden, because then, at the very least, if the jewelry is found, only one of us gets into any sort of trouble, as opposed to all of us getting caught with some jewelry and everyone getting blamed for it.
I feel like you've been friends with Casey long enough to know that's not the way that works.
Well, no, I do think that keeping it someplace safe and not flaunting the items we found around town. I think that if anybody who cares about those items, if they were there for a reason, we'll notice somebody's worried, concerned, or we'll notice something without having to be like, look what we found.
Fine. My point being, we need to go get Shalati and O. We can't leave them in the cavern. There might be... Doc, if whatever you're saying about the dwarves is even remotely true, we need to go get them now.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Does anyone want to go see if the dwarves are still at the tavern before we leave? Just because I think Peach made a good point about if a group is like asking and they were the ones that hid it, and I don't know, that if someone was talking about my secret cache of materials and then I got concerned, I would leave. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Ez has a good idea. We should keep it here too, because I have been running my mouth a little bit, so maybe I shouldn't have any.
Yeah.
Peach, have you put your bracelets back?
Oh
in
yeah,
the
she
bag?
put it right back. When it didn't light up, she put it back on the table.
Beth has hers in her pocket.
Kabeth and I are quick. We can go run and see while everyone else goes back to the area.
Well, we could also To prove that we didn't go to the mines, we could just, with Peach, head back to the tavern and be like, oh, but the chicken fell for our snare and it's great.
You know what? Some of us should do that. That's a good idea.
I'm gonna go back to the mines just in case someone's hurt.
Yeah, somebody come back with me, y'all, so that we can at least cover your tracks.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Well, anybody, I mean, if the dwarves are there, then the dwarves are there. It's great.
Were the dwarves at that tavern, or weren't they at the other one?
They are
The
the other
dwarves
one.
are in the dry iron pub.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You guys are in the Wanderlust. Well, no, you're not in the Wanderlust now. You were in the Wanderlust as a group.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Esmond, do you want to go with me to the mines? And then it sounds like the two of you are going to check on the pub, and then you can...
So they were looking for another way out of the mines. They aren't going to go back through the place that we went in, and neither of you guys can really see to find your way, and it isn't.
That's true, but I thought about that, and I don't think that's the way it works. Mines go down.
But they didn't come out of that hole. The footsteps appeared in the middle of the pathway when we were in there. There's many, many, many tunnels in the mines, so it's possible that they lead and begin someplace else entirely. That's what Shalati wanted to find out.
Oh, they only went one direction?
They went, the footsteps appeared, and she describes the 5 foot down step thing, and where they had appeared and went further off to a different part of the tunnels, and that they had never shown up in the area that we had entered the mine through.
Probably the key information there being it looks as though whoever it was who was coming and going and doing all of this were not using the same mine entrance that you used.
Oh, I see. Ava, this is new information for her. She's like, oh.
Well, all that I mean is, if you're going to go after them, they're quite a ways ahead of you. They are marking stuff with chalk.
Well, going after what you're saying assumes that they left the pub already, which is what we would be checking. They might still be there.
Oh no, she's talking about and Shashalati.
Oh, I see.
We have to trust them a little bit. They wanted to go in. They had a good plan. They're not gonna be there forever, and if they're not back by morning, then we should go, and that's when it's a cause for concern.
By morning?
Well, just to give them some time.
I don't know, it makes me nervous. Morning seems like a long time away.
All right, well, let's establish an alibi, and then we can all go as if we're going to bed, but then we go to the mines.
I don't think we're gonna get in trouble for doing anything. I mean, we found things in a public space. It's not like there's a sign. I can't imagine anyone's gonna say, hey, you took my stuff that I left hidden in that place, and now we're gonna get in trouble for it.
I think somebody might say that if they see one of us with it.
They might get mad, but we're not in trouble. We're not doing anything wrong.
We could still get in trouble for being in the mine.
Yeah. And like
This isn't...
We can?
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like literally everybody says.
This isn't about trouble at this point. My concern is that there were bandits. I thought the automatons were being sabotaged slowly over time, and that's why I rushed us all here. And that's not what's happening. Something else is causing them to malfunction. Something else that I'm gonna have to look into at a later time. My concern now is the fact that we came across magical jewelry and weapons in an abandoned mine that the dwarves, Ava, you heard talking about something being dangerous and hot down there. This isn't about avoiding trouble. This is about making sure we get our friends out of there immediately. So I'm going down there. Aurea, you should come down with me as well. You can see in the dark like I can. We're still going to take a lantern with us. We're going to rush. We're going to see if we can find them and take them out with us as soon as possible. Everyone else is going to head to the Wanderlust Tavern or see if they can get additional information from the dwarves without notifying anybody else of what we're doing or maybe doing in the mines. Understood?
Yeah. No, we shouldn't have let them go, but
Then you guys should go now if you're gonna try to catch them.
okay.
Agreed. Araya, are you ready?
Yeah. Let's. Okay. I gave them the rope. Do you have more rope?
I've got more rope around here. Yeah.
Okay. And a snack. And then yes.
Oh, right before you leave, she fishes around, finds another piece of chalk. She only had 2, so she breaks it in half and gives it to one of you.
Okay.
Make it.
Before we leave as well, DM, Esmond is going to go through the process of whatever jewelry was.
We should wear jewelry. I mean, if we're just going straight back to the cave, out of
You
cave,
guys should go. We'll hide this.
hide it inside the automaton.
We can do whatever, but you guys should go now.
Esmond's going to take the jewelry, but turn to you guys and say, hide the weapons. The ceiling of the workshop is generally a place that no one checks, but find somewhere to hide the weapons in here, and take all the stuff that we were given and lead Aurea, and we're going to rush to the mines.
Putting the ring back on, and then
You're taking the jewelry with you?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes. Well, then I'm putting the ring back on.
I don't think that the character's going to be like, this is dangerous. You shouldn't have it. We're going to take it with us.
I am putting it back
With the
on.
intention of returning it.
Then,
Well, let's
I
speak
don't
for
think
what
you can tell her what her character's doing there.
speak for what your own characters are doing. But yeah, you can react to these scenes. And Sal, just as a reminder, you're present here.
Yeah, Sal, you're here. Did you want to try on jewelry too? You're a fancy guy. This
Sal's
ring would
been
look
very.
really
I think
nice on
he's.
your pinky.
I think he's been kind of groggy and half asleep during this whole thing, and just kind of came to.
we can't hear you.
Oh,
I can.
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear you.
1 second, let me see.
Patrick just has me muted. He's always muting me. For
I
some
can't
reason.
hear it.
Oh.
The rest of us can hear you.
Oh no.
He would
Can't
refuse to
nor
put
I
on
can
the.
hear him. Hold on. Well, continue. We'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm not really interested in wearing somebody else's things. These look valuable, significant. It seems kind of rude, frankly. Especially if you have a pretty good idea of who they belong to. I'd put them back. Got to agree with Ez on this one. But it is pretty. And he does kind of
It's
follow the
so
ring for a
I
second.
mean, but like, look, this one on your cravat would be just.
Sean isn't transmitting to either Patrick or Kevin.
It's fine.
Can you right click on him and just be user volume?
Sometimes that happens in movie night, and you have to like leave the chat and come back when it's the person who can't hear them, right? Like Patrick, doesn't that happen to you all the time with people?
He always has people muted.
Shut up, son. So the people who can't hear should try to leave and come back?
Yes.
Okay, alright. I will try that.
Okay, we can wait for a second.
Can someone put Patrick's microphone closer to his mouth so we can hear him
Okay,
breathe more?
guys.
Yeah.
Come on. I've got a lot going on. I got one earbud here. I'm trying to exit so I can listen. Give me a second.
The best part
Now
about
we
this
gotta
is we
watch
can watch you
Yeah, we can
through
watch
the
you
other
from those
camera.
Yeah, even when his camera's off, we can watch him.
I like this.
I'll be AFK for a minute too.
I'm
Actually,
just out of character pro jewelry, in character anti-stealing.
I also like how Esmond, who was the one who was like, "We're taking it," is now like, "I'm putting it back."
That's very true.
Well, I just like that he's determined that the jewelry might make them most angry, but the weapons are too dangerous to return.
Yeah, like they'll be like, someone took all the weapons, but they left all the jewelry. I guess we're all right. Not
Yes.
angry.
50-50!
Yeah, like it could have been worse.
I don't know what mess we're getting into, but I can't wait to find out.
I can't wait either. Sean, can you try? I exited out and came back. Can you try?
Actually, if you guys are troubleshooting, I'm gonna use that real quick too.
Yeah, let's just take a.
Oh, I can hear you. It works. Yeah, I'll tell Kevin to do the same thing.
You can hear the fact that I'm saying that it broke my heart that you would choose to mute me for the entire session so far.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
can hear every word of that. Can you hear the way my voice is trembling with sadness when I express those feelings?
Yes, I'm so sorry, but it wasn't me.
Can you hear my tears hitting the microphone?
I can, and
All right,
hopefully my microphone is away from my face far enough that I'm not now breathing like a weird like.
I didn't like that.
All right, I guess
I fixed it for Kevin too, so he should be fine when he comes back.
Okay, well, I'll take. Chris, you said we're taking 5.
We decided.
I'm gonna go get a
as a
soda,
unit.
then I'll be back.
I have to say this on record. It's recording, right? We're the bandits. We are the bandits.
This keeps happening. Well-meaning bandits.
And then there were 2.
Pause this recording.
Behind a curtain and dramatically entering shocked me into saying, "Whoa."
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So
She fixed it, and it was like, Kevin seems like he shouldn't be tall, but he is. I don't know why she added that.
Kebeth and Seifred have held on to their pieces of jewelry. Everyone else has put theirs back in the bag.
I'm wearing mine.
You've taken yours back?
Yeah.
But I'm going with it. I'll probably deposit it.
Yeah, Ava's got hers as well. She's going to take it back out of the bag.
You're gonna wear like a full-on circlet crown?
What does it look like? A tiara? What does a circlet look like?
Okay, so it could be anything from like a simple metal band, or it could be like a fancy schmancy.
No, she's not going to wear it, but I think
Like
she'll
a quinceanera crown?
I think she'll pocket it while they're in town. There's no reason to wear it out of town.
So Ava has taken up the piece of jewelry, is in possession of it. Araya, you're wearing yours, is that correct? Kebeth, you have yours like in a pocket. Seifred presumably has hers in a pocket. And the rest of the jewelry, it's in the bag, which Esmond has the bag, is that correct?
I think Esmond left it. Did Esmond leave the bag or take it?
Yeah, Esmond left the bag on the workshop bench.
Okay, so the jewelry is in the workshop with the exception of people who are in possession of theirs, which that is Kebeth, Ava, Araya, and Seifred. Is that right?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right.
Isn't that literally everybody who took a piece?
It's the prettiest princesses, just so you know.
So Asmund was like, put it back, and nobody did.
Yes.
Well, if I'm going back into the cave, I'm
put it
gonna
back.
wear it.
Oh, that's true. Peach put hers back.
That's right.
And let it be known that I'll listen to you as.
So I guess they headed out, and then where do you guys want to hide? In the workshop, we're gonna hide the weapons, where Esmond told us, and the ceiling, and I guess we'll hide the jewelry there too. Anyone else want to hide it somewhere else? No? Take it with us? That's a player suggestion. I'm sorry, not a character.
Okay, so we're going to say officially, all the people who initially take jewelry, except for Peach, is in possession of their jewelry. Araya is wearing hers, and the rest of it has been left in the workshop. Okay. So for your group of people, who is going where? I think you had mentioned about something about splitting up.
Esmond and Araya, we're going to head to the mines.
And if Kebeth does not protest, Seifred and Kebeth are going to run over to the Dry Iron pub to see if the dwarves are still there. or if they've left.
And then the rest of us are going with Peach to convince her mom that all things are cool.
Yeah, Ava, I need at least you to come with me because Mom definitely saw me and Salinger leave. And if me and Salinger come back alone, she's not going to believe me.
Yeah, okay, Ava will go with you guys.
Can I make a quick request out of character that people don't use the game voice chat because you can't mute it, and it kind of drives me crazy. I like the notifications muted, so if we could talk in like session GIF reactions, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Who has a chicken?
Oh, that's right.
Ava had the chicken.
Where were we going? Oh yeah, I guess I still have a chicken right now. I didn't remember that. My character
That's
probably
great.
would remember.
A chicken and a tiara.
Oh.
I mean,
If a chicken's been here the whole time, that's wonderful.
Did you put the tiara on the chicken? Is my question.
You were
it
pretty
ends up being
principled.
a circlet going around its chest because it's so much bigger.
You were king of all chickens.
Meanwhile, in the old mines, Charlotte, Casey, you've been working your way deeper into the man-made caves, occasionally passing old wooden frames. There is debris on the ground, sometimes large pieces of stone. You find one section where the wooden supports are sagging really badly, and a portion of the stone has slid inward. It's probably been half an hour, 45 minutes. You're not exactly sure how long you've been traveling at this point. The air is thick with dust.
Have there been any turns so far, or is it still just a single tunnel? Oh, I should turn the light.
So far, single tunnel.
This is before, on our last session, we encountered the room full of crates of dynamite. Is this before or after that?
This is after that.
Oh.
As we're moving through.
Wait, can we have had to discuss the crate full of explosives and what we're going to do with it?
Yeah, sure.
Casey holds up a stick of dynamite in the darkness that has a red sheen to it. His eyes widen and he says, Shalati.
Shalati looks over and it probably takes her a moment to recognize what it... I mean, is there a reason that she would know what dynamite looks like?
Not unless you have any experience with it, but yeah, these are like mining charges. You you would probably be aware such things exist, even if you've never interacted with it.
Why did we never come here together before?
Oh my god! You never asked me. What is that?
It's dynamite, but I mean, a date here would have surely been a blast.
And she's gonna run over to the crate. I guess she's probably been looking around the rest of the room, so she's gonna run over to the crate and peek into it, and also try to like snatch the stick and put it back in.
No, you can't take it.
She doesn't attempt to do so for very long, but she's gonna very cautiously peer into the wherever you took it from.
Yeah, there's a crate that looks like it has, if you have to guess, we'll say 20 sticks of these mining explosives.
Holy fucking shit. She cautiously starts to push it away.
I mean, we should at least take a couple.
Should we take them? Wait, so not only were there ancient weapons down here, but there is also several boxes full of exploding things? I don't know if these people have good intentions anymore. This feels a lot more serious than I thought it was.
I mean, it could be unrelated. It's mine, of course this sort of thing would be down here.
It's a mine that hasn't been worked for in certain number of years. It hasn't been worked. How many years has that been actually?
You've heard it's more than a century.
Oh. I don't think these are century-old exploding things.
I mean, we could find out.
No, don't. Well. No, don't. No!
I don't think it's gonna light. Shame.
Just out of pure, possibly one of the biggest fear reactions you've seen from her yet, considering you're trying to light a stick of dynamite next to a box full of dynamite. She, her lips pull back over her fangs, and then this stream of liquid just like out from her fangs to try and hit the lighter or the stick.
I dodged.
You have each roll a d20. Yeah, I would say some of the, you at least the hand probably gets some on the lighter as well. Describe a little bit of what's happening here, what this looks like.
It is a clear liquid, but it stings like motherfuck. And there's like a teeny bit. I mean, it's basically an acid, so it starts to eat away at the etchings of the metal lighter and a little bit of your skin. Or it's a poison,
smoke.
actually. It's not an acid. I'm not sure. Wait, yeah,
it probably
it's
is a
damage,
poison.
so maybe.
Poison.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sting, but no smoke, and doesn't seem to do too much to the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her aim clearly was attempting to just like douse the fire before it went near the stick there.
Did you just lick your hand?
No, I bit my thumb. No, he reacts. Casey is like, hey, you never told me you could do that.
You were never trying to light an exploding thing.
He wipes the lighter off on his cloak, checks it to make sure that it's doesn't have any sort of damage or anything on it.
Do you have any water on you? Or anything? No, even that might be a little bit gross even for me. Just. No. I don't know what to do with all this.
Casey looks at the stick of dynamite and it's wet and just kind of sets it aside. I'll get a couple more. I won't light them down here. Don't worry.
To be honest, I am more worried about trying. Well, we can't carry all these ourselves.
You want to take all of them?
Well, I want to make sure whoever is bringing it here does not do something terrible with them. Okay, it may not be the same people, but it seems the simplest answer that the people who brought all these crates here are the same people who also hid the weapons and the jewels.
I mean, we could take all of them if you want.
Can we? Does it seem like it's physically feasible?
Yeah, it's not a huge crate. It would be you would need both hands to hold the crate, but yeah.
Was it only the one crate? I thought there was like 3.
Well, they're stacked on top of each other, so it's like packages of it, I should say.
Like a pallet. Okay.
Yeah.
But
the size, we'll say about the size of a shoebox.
Oh, okay. So they're not like big. Yeah, I was thinking like big crate. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Then yes, I think maybe yes, that might be the best idea.
Yeah.
She's gonna take all the boxes unless Orthclays is faster in Just grab him.
Well, I'll come over after you've picked them up and says, here. And he steps pretty close to you. I'll take them.
She immediately does a little shuffle back. And then just spins around and starts to walk toward, I guess there's only one exit out of here, that's one tunnel out of here, that's not the way they came in.
Mm-hmm.
It is dark, so you can't see color on her face. But she is walking away anyway.
Casey stands there for a moment holding his boxes of dynamite and lead the way.
She's already walking on.
You
I
travel
think she's
some-
probably too flustered to look for any other tracks or anything else at this point, though.
Yeah, you travel some time more. You find sections of cave where, digging has been done in order to search for more veins of ore. It's a little tiny.
Hello! Maybe the babies. The little twig.
Wait, show us the baby again. I wasn't looking. Show us the baby.
Only once. Sorry.
Show us the baby. Show us the baby.
That's it.
I gotta work.
Break my heart.
I gotta work on my whatever that one voice.
I want to see the baby.
Show us Rowan. Hi, Rowan.
She's so skinny.
She's beautiful.
So knocked out.
Look at this, like the milk
Showing
jug
us
little
again, Morgan. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you for having this baby for us. That was nice of you.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, no, but
Just
thank
for
you
our
for sharing her
entertainment.
with us. Thank you for bringing her back and showing her to us again. That was really
Yeah.
kind.
The timing wasn't planned. Morgan's like, let me show everybody the baby. So
Yeah, baby.
Morgan says, hi, I love you, Chris.
Oh, hello.
The rest of you, though, chop liver.
Much love.
Honestly,
Well, that's fair. I don't actually know Morgan in real life.
yeah.
Yeah, Morgan is Chris really well. I love all y'all, though. So I know.
We love you.
The baby can play your familiar when you can summon one.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll have her do the voices.
Yes.
Summon grub.
Sorry, I interrupted. Continue.
No, that's a good kind of interruption. Let's see where we're at. So you guys travel for some time more. You find sections of mine where it looks like they had found the vein, emptied it out. You eventually find yourself traveling deeper down. It's been another half an hour, 45 minutes or so. And you come to a section where the tunnel splits sharply, we'll say left and right from your perspective. You notice that here there's thicker layers of dust on the ground than there have been in previous sections.
No footprints.
There are footprints, but there's just a significantly higher quantity of dust all around here.
Which way do the footprints go?
All three directions.
Shalati looks at the footprints in the branching tunnel and says, I don't remember which way Rhea told us to go. So is it always left or always right? I guess she will flip a coin. After she said, yeah. Wait, no, I thought it was just two branches, left and right, and then back is it.
Yeah,
Just branches through.
Left, right, and the way you came.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, you could go back too.
Do either of them smell like they're either getting more breeze?
No.
Any
but
tilts? They look like they're the same way.
Taking some time to investigate this section and this area around it, you see very quickly that the path to the left and the path you came from pretty quickly have significantly less dust. than the path to the right.
Well, this seems to be the main passage. The other way is less traveled. Could be maybe another hiding place for things. Or a shitter.
Are we trying to find people, or are we
I
trying
was
to
trying
be
to find a way
alone?
out. To see where they came out from and how they're getting around.
Left it is?
I guess so. Yeah, probably. And then can make a note to see if we can come back later and look at this other branch. And so she's going to make a tiny little mark, sort of down to the side and maybe hidden. Well, no, they want it to be too hidden. Sort of down, like down near the floor, a little arrow and with chalk pointing down the left passage.
Okay.
And then continue on that way.
You continue down the left passage for a while. There are some more horizontal mine shafts. They're very short. Looks like exploratory digging in search of more ore. Very old. You come to some more sections where portions of the mine shafts have collapsed, where it looks as though the support beams have failed. But before too long, you find yourself smelling fresher air.
So there's more than one way in and out?
It seems like. How do we know this is the way out? Should we go back and check the other one?
Maybe we can see if it actually goes out.
Okay. If it's not a bit that just opens up that we can't reach, right?
I mean, I'd really like to see if it comes out somewhere else around town. I want to know where.
Well, we'd have to dig it anyway if we want. No. Yeah, we probably should know that first before we get at whatever is in the other passage. And then she nods and just kind of like once, and then keeps going down the way that they've been going.
Okay. Let's see. Back at the Wanderlust Tavern, the group that was going there, you make your way in through the doors. You can see it's not too crowded at this point. There are a couple of people at tables, maybe having some drinks, some sailors. You don't see any of the locals at this time of night, but sailors in port having some ale.
So Peach is here with this is the Wanderlust, correct? Not the Dryer and Pups.
Wanderlust, yeah.
And Peach is here with Sal and Ava, correct?
You told me?
Yeah. Ava is here with Sal and Peach. She's with them to as proof that the friends were found along the way, as she understands it.
Does Ava still have the chicken?
Yeah, I guess so. She's just holding the chicken.
Extra proof. Incontrovertible proof.
Exactly. That's exactly the proof we need. Thank you, Ava, for keeping that chicken so perfectly quiet the entire time we were talking about all that jewelry.
You're welcome.
Sal leans over to Peach as they walk in. You're gonna take the lead on lying to your mother, right?
I don't think I've lied to her at all.
All right, well, stretching the truth into whatever shape it needs to be then.
Yeah, I'll talk to my mom. It'll be fine. We just need to find her. I don't know if there's more of a crowd or if it's still kind of put down.
This time of night, she's probably in the back doing like working on the logs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Peach would kind of pop in the back and be like, "Mom, found Ava and the chicken."
Yeah, she looks up from the books and stands up and says, "Well, thank the gods! I was incredibly worried." And she goes over to we'll say Sal. She's up and she reaches up, kind of brushes off your shoulders and kind of touches your cheeks and says, "Are you okay? You didn't go in those mines, did you?"
Oh, Miss Miranda, I could barely fit into that thing. You know I'm not fool enough to go wandering into a collapsing old cave.
Okay.
No one ended up going in. They set a trap for this thing right on the outside.
And she looks over and, oh, is that one of the Fairfoot's blue laurel chickens? What are you doing with that?
They were missing. Fairfoot asked us to look for him.
Oh, well, that's so nice of you.
It's a little late to bring the chicken back. Is there a place to keep a chicken here?
Put him back in your backpack, Ava.
You want me to put a chicken in my backpack?
Well, I wouldn't keep it near the kitchen. Maybe you can put the chicken in Peach's room.
Mom.
Well, you gotta take care of it. It's your responsibility now.
It ain't my chicken though. It's Fairfoot's
You gotta
chicken.
feed it. You gotta walk it till you give it back.
Fine, Ava. We can go put it up in my room.
Your room's already a mess. You won't notice a chicken flying around in it.
Salinger Moral, you take that back. My room is creative and bohemian.
Yes, those words too.
Ava will take the chicken to where Peach's room is, and then judge the room for herself.
Well, the room is cute, but it is messy.
Okay. She's going to look around the room and try to make sure there's no...
Look around the room?
Well, I'm not done. To make sure there's not an open window or something for the chicken to easily sort of get out. And then if there's a piece of paper of any kind, she's going to write a small note to put on the door. Chicken inside, do not open.
Yes. Live chicken, do not open.
Yeah, it's like a zombie warning.
Reasonable. Yeah, when you set the chicken down, it flies up to the top of one of the high bookshelves and gets comfortable up there.
Great, that's gonna be blue feathers and probably blue shit.
The shit's probably gonna be white. Yeah, so then she joins them back after she secures the chicken in the room and closes the door.
All right. Anything else that the three of you want to do while you're there?
We've established our alibi and secured safe passage for the chicken.
Yeah, mission complete. Good job, team Chicken Lies.
Yeah, she's gonna whisper to Sal, we should probably meet up with the others at the ruins now.
Is that where they're headed next? I thought they were going to retrieve Shalati and Casey from the mines first.
No. He's saying she's going to start pulling on his squeezing his arm really tight as he's getting towards the end of that sentence, and she whispers.
Oh right, yeah, the ruins. Let's head over to the ruins.
Yeah, I think Peach catches Ava's drift before Sal does. Yeah, Mom, we're headed over to the ruins. I'll see you real late.
Okay, well, you kids have fun.
As they're starting to wander out, Sal kind of mutters a little bit annoyed. We really got to rehearse this kind of stuff more before we just go tramping into places making up stories, so I know what I'm supposed to say and not say.
You're supposed to say exactly what I say, Salinger, but more convincing.
Ugh. So we actually go into the ruins as they're kind of walking down the street?
No, I don't know where we go. Where are we actually going, Ava? We got to meet them up at the dry iron, or we're going to go find Shalati and Casey down in the mine.
We're going to go towards the mines, and then those two are going to meet up with us because they're fast after they check on to see if the dwarves are there, and then I don't know what we're doing after that.
See, this is the issue with lying or truth stretching, smeared around like thin butter on bread. It's going to get mixed up so much, I don't even know what's happening by the time we get to the end of this. So what I'm going to do is what you suggest. I'm going to follow you, Peach. Ava, if I turn the wrong way, you just grab my shoulder.
Simultaneously, at the Dry Iron Pub, through up the doors. Inside, you see a number of sailors, but also a table with several dwarves gathered about their cups. A couple eyes turn your way. Just make your way inside.
It's Seifert and Kabath, right?
I don't know.
Sure.
What did you go with her?
Yeah. I don't know. Sounds good.
Seifert will go up to the bar and to talk to the barkeeper.
Yeah, Lowry, the Furbolg barkeeper, long droopy ears. Someone always in the midst of cleaning a cup. Glances at you, two of you.
Hi, Mr. Lowry. 2 ciders, please.
Coming right up. And two of you are left alone together at the bar for just a moment. Before, we'll say he comes back, sets 2 mugs down. Dum, dum.
Thank you so much. Seifert will pay and then pick out kind of just like a, I don't know, quiet corner. Somewhere in view of the dwarves. But like, yeah, just a corner of the bar.
Yeah, you find a place to sit, and the two of you don't interact too much with the Rough Guts. They're not particularly social group, kind of within the town, but you can see them at their cups drinking. They've ordered a little bit of food. You can see that their mustaches are thick with grease and foam from the drinks.
And now we just sit back and relax and act completely natural, just hanging out in the same place, no big deal.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. They're going to have some cider. It's great.
Yep, cider's great. Seifert kind of sits a little awkwardly before shrugging and reclining, mug of cider in hand.
You catch the kind of clipped tones of them speaking in Dwarvish language, but they're also speaking kind of low, murmuring to each other. You can't make out what they're saying from here, but they seem to be engaged in a serious conversation. You can tell by their posture.
Seifert is listening, but definitely not like staring at them or anything like that. Kind of just trying to act as normal as possible, like not just like lurking in the corner of the bar, staring at the dwarves who seem like they're a pretty suspicious lot to begin with.
Yeah, it's swiveling
but unconsciously, whatever ears, yes.
Yes, one ear radar in their direction.
Kabeth kind of like talks a little louder to Seifert and it's like, yeah, the rumors are true. The cider is really good here.
I don't think there's any reason to suspect that the two of you are doing anything suspicious at this moment, so no one seems to pay you too much attention other than having noticed that you came inside.
I don't know, their stilted conversation might clue someone in of the repeated. Yes, this cider is quite good.
This is what normal people do, right? We sit and we imbibe alcohol.
I think we're blending in quite nicely, don't you?
Are you looking forward to graduation?
No.
No. Not even a little bit excited?
I like my job here. I don't want to leave.
I mean, you can come back to your job. You don't have to leave for good.
Not if I die.
That's always true. You could die anywhere.
But what if I want to die here when I'm old?
Then don't die away from here when you're not old.
Damn it, Xavier.
It's just simple.
Lowry makes his way over to your table, sets down a basket of warm honey buns, and then says, "Well, on the house." Heads back to the room.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I just begin shoving like 3 in my mouth, like an unreasonable number of them all at once.
The Cyphered will grab one. I'm a little bit excited. Not a lot of bit excited. Not as thrilled to get out of here as Casey is, or as reticent as some of the others. I think it'll be interesting.
Peach won't shut up about how we can just do whatever we want because we're just leaving anyways, but I don't know. I don't like getting in trouble, and I like doing what I like the life I have here. I'm not excited to leave. Just I don't like change.
Cypher kind of smiles. Well, there's no helping change, Gabath. You either roll with it or it rocks you.
She takes a deep draft of her cider and just kind of looks over at her and just like, I don't like rocks either. I just get stuck in my hooves.
I bet you could. I bet Esmond can make you shoes, like horseshoes. I don't think that's racist. I need special shoes too. It's okay.
That was in character.
Looks very confused. She's like, shoes? I mean, I've decorated my hooves, but like, that seems dangerous.
It could protect them if you're worried about getting stuff stuck in your hooves. Not that would ever happen again, but
if I can't feel the ground, then I'll just trip over things more, and God knows I trip enough as it is. This just sounds like a bad idea. I appreciate it. It's a nice idea.
Maybe this is an opportunity to try out just a little bit of change. What's the risk? You already trip and fall down, so maybe you trip a little bit more and it doesn't work, but maybe you trip less.
What if I trip carrying an important package that's really, really fragile, and then I break the thing inside, and then I get in really big trouble because I destroy the priceless package, and then everybody hates me and I get fired?
What if that happens?
Well, then it would be the end of my life. I would be ruined. I couldn't show my face in this town ever again. I'd have to go find a new town and find all new people to be friends with, and that just sounds really stressful.
I don't think that any of that is true. I don't think you would be fired, because who else wants your job? And I don't think your life would end, and definitely your friends would not leave you.
Wouldn't? You promise?
Promise.
No, I'll do that. You can't leave. You're stuck with me now forever.
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Yeah. Cool. She eats another bun. What are the dwarves doing?
Glancing over in their direction, you can still, you see that they're still in the midst of conversation. They're leaned forward, elbows on the table. One of them takes a big bite of chicken leg, glances over. You see his mustache shifting as he chews. You can see they're intense in conversation, but you can't make out exactly what they're saying, and presumably in a language you're not familiar with.
Seifert is not too concerned with trying to decipher what they're talking about. Just keeping an ear on them. It seems like it would be pretty obvious if they all got up to leave, or if really anyone from the group kind of gets up to leave. That's the thing that Seifert is looking for.
That's good. Are you just going to be keeping watch here until people return?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Let's see. Then Araya and Esmond. And the two of you have reached the mouth of the old mines, where you previously trapped the blue laurel chicken. You know that Casey and Shalati are inside, and you kept a quick pace in order to get here. I'm probably a little bit out of breath. But there's no sign of Shalati or Casey at the mouth of the cave.
Well, they'll have left marks. We'll find them.
Sorry, repeat that.
They'll have left the marks. We'll totally be able to find them. It'll be easy, and yes, although we should be very quiet.
Agreed. We can try and be quiet, but we should move as quickly as possible. We should get to them as quickly as we can.
We're the wimpiest characters, though, aren't we? We're the ones that were like going across the boards. All right. Yep. Okay. It's a lot easier when Casey is here to make us try. Okay. You first.
Esmond is going to light up a lantern to help guide them over the initial bit of the mines where it's really precarious where we place the boards to try and make things a bit easier for us, and we'll lead the way.
Are we gonna buddy rope? Like, I'll tie a rope here, you tie a rope there, and... Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay, yes, yeah. Buddy rope!
Right. The two of you make your way into the caves, following the path that's not too complex to reach again, the gap where the portion of the mine had collapsed and boards have been laid across. You find yourselves there again, looking across the gap in these perilous little walk across these unsteady boards. How do you want to approach this?
I have no shame. I crawl.
Okay. Yeah. You see Rhea get down carefully, just on knees, gripping the boards carefully, all the way, squeaking across. When you get about to the middle, there is a little creak of the wood, a little bit of a cracking sound. Did you make it all the way across?
Oh, thank God. It squeaked. It squeaked.
Yeah, I heard that. Is there a rock that you can tie a rope to on your end over there?
No, there's some really terrifying wood. Oh, okay. Is there a rock? Stalagmite.
You're looking for a place to tie off rope?
Or like a belay thing where like I'll hold and it goes around.
We'll say there is an edge of exposed rock where you could potentially do something like that.
Okay, I do that.
And while she's doing that, Esmond will look for something similar on his end on the other side of the board to tie off the other end of the rope. And kind of the intention is to try and create some kind of a hold across the above the wood board to give them something to grasp onto should the board break.
But what if we need this rope for other stuff? Like, what if you fall down on a different hole?
We'll just have to assume that that they used a rope of their own to do something similar. If this board breaks, then we're stuck here.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you find a place where you manage to wedge the rope and tie it off on the opposite side as well. And so you've got a little overhand handhold rope above that you could hold on to as you cross.
Okay, and using that, Esmond is going to try and quickly move across the board.
Okay, well, you've got 3 choices of boards, one on the far left, one in the center, one on the right. Which one do you choose?
Which is the one that's array across that squeaked?
Center board.
Esmond will take the right board.
All right, holding on the rope, you move your way across the board. You hear a little crack when you get to about the middle. It doesn't collapse. You make your way all the way across.
That board's cursed now. I put like a big X on it with the chalk. Never again. Never again. This board. Danger board.
You've made it all the way across, but your rope is tied off on the far side.
I'll kind of put the rope along the side of the wall like this end and just so that it's not like up and obvious that somebody has been through here.
I mean, it's tied on the other side, so it's going to be clear that somebody has used rope here. I don't think it matters. And if we need to make a quick escape, we should really leave it up.
Okay, I'll tie it here. Tie it.
What are you guys doing from here?
Miss this rope. There's going to be regrets. All right, let's look for chalk.
The last time that we were here, there were 2 paths. There was one to the right, which
they said
led
they were
to
taking the left. We were going
yeah,
all
there was
left.
one. The right one had all the stuff in it, so we will follow the left path and see if we can moving at a steady pace with a lantern ahead to light the way, to keep an eye out for anything, any dangerous spots where we could fall or trip or something, and Esmond will lead the way.
Okay. Yeah, so moving at a quick pace, you make your way to the chamber with the overturned carts, and you take the path on the left that Shalati and Casey said that they were taking. You find yourselves traveling for some time before... just remind me, Shalati and Casey, did you guys take all of the mining explosive, like the whole crate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you come to a chamber that has some old tables, barrels, things like that. And
they probably find the discarded one that Shalati spit on.
I think she was spitting on your lighter.
Oh, did it not hit the dynamite?
It depends on how close the lighter was to the dynamite, I guess.
All right, never mind.
But it looks like you find a small chamber, which are some barrels and crates, things like that. And you see some disturbances in some of the dust. It looks pretty recent, if you had to guess.
Doing just a quick sweep across the cavern with the lantern, is there anything that stands out aside from the fresh patch of what appears to be something moved from a dusty area?
No, nothing too distinct that you wouldn't expect to see there. Yeah, barrels and some older pickaxes, shovels.
Okay, looks like they were here not too long ago. My assumption is they probably took whatever's in that corner over there with them. So let's keep moving forward.
Yeah, smart.
Two of you are making your way deeper down the caves. You travel, even at a quick pace for what you would guess to be perhaps half an hour. Let me have both Aurea. After a moment, you begin to hear the sound of voices. You can't make out the words. You just hear somebody talking.
Let's snuff the lantern.
Does it sound like O or Shalati?
It doesn't matter. Let's.
You can't tell yet.
I put out the lantern, and and we will keep moving forward, but at a slower, quieter pace now.
Okay. You extinguish the lantern. Can you see in the dark, Esmond?
Yes, I can.
Okay. You snuff out the lantern. Aurea, are you, as you guys begin to move forward, are you moving as quickly as you were before at a normal pace, or moving slow and carefully and quietly?
Now I don't know what that is. We're going to go carefully forward.
Okay. Who's in the front for each of you?
Okay. I feel like we're the both same kind of nimble. Okay, yeah, you go first. Sounds great. Thanks, Esmond.
Okay. Esmond leading the way, the two of you begin to sneak forward. As you do, Aurea, something happens. The sound of, even the sound of Esmond's footsteps, the sound of the little, brush of the fabric of his clothes and things like that, it almost seems to change in tone and become muffled. You can still hear it, but it's lower in tone. And they're, that's kind of what you notice.
Huh. Esmond, do your ears feel weird?
He stops and turns to my ears. What are you talking about?
Esmond, when you turn around, Aurea is not there. And when you see Esmond's mouth move and he begins to talk, it's just muffled tones. You can't tell at all what he's saying.
Esmond. What?
Do I still hear her saying my name?
Yes.
Esmond.
When he talks, you just hear sounds muffled and low. You can see that there is sound. There's sound coming out of his mouth, but you can't differentiate it from anything else.
Esmond is... Aurea, you see Esmond... I assume that you see him. He looks shocked. His eyes are wide, but he's not freaking out. Esmond is going to take his left hand and he's going to put it at what he assumes to be Aurea's shoulder height and reach out to try and grasp at her.
You're just gonna grope me? Is that what's gonna
No. Shoulder.
You need an awkward, trip and then face plants. I saw the anime.
Yeah, you reach out, you feel where you think she should be, not quite there. You feel your thumb brush against some fabric, and you find her.
You find my shoulder, it's fine. Esmond, what's wrong?
Okay, so he's going to pat your shoulder. All right, can you hear me? I can't see you. You're not here.
Just hear the muffled sound of cloth being shuffled.
Esmond, I don't understand. I see your lips moving, but
Um,
Can we be intelligent enough to know that it's the ring?
It's up to you.
She'll slip the ring off. Because something's different, something's weird, and the only thing that's weird and different is the ring.
Yeah, you reach down, pull the ring off, and Araya appears.
Esmond! Are you okay? Am I okay?
I'm fine. You were gone. Are you?
It's
What
the
was that?
ring!
You can hear him again.
It's the ring! It's the ring! It's fucking cool! Sorry, she wouldn't say that. It's the ring.
I said to put the jewelry back. Why'd you?
We are going here, and no one's gonna see it, and I thought I would just maybe put it back.
That's okay. But that's.
Yeah, but why couldn't I hear you? Does that mean the ring's weird?
You were still here, but you were invisible, and you couldn't
I
hear
was
me.
invisible. Oh, I know what to do. I'll go first. She puts the ring back.
When you put the ring on, it begins to gently glow again, but nothing happens.
Am I invisible?
Don't stop. Aria, stop for a second. It may be. Some jewelry can be given magical properties. This is clearly something like that. You may only have a limited number of times that you can use this throughout a day, though. If possible, you should try and save that.
I shouldn't have taken it off. It's better that I can hear you. All right, so she's gonna keep it on her hand, but
The voices that you're hearing are become more distinct, and you can make out Casey's voice.
Are you sure you're going the right way?
There weren't any turnings off. It's just a straight tunnel. Could I get lost? I did get lost in a straight tunnel. We didn't accidentally turn around and then turn, did we?
No, I mean, you said it smelled better this way. I'm sure this is the way.
Let's keep going forward. I mean, if we see a chalk mark or comes back to it, then no, it got turned around. Stop distracting me.
Stop being so distracting.
Oh, so good.
And you hear slightly louder stomping, trailing away into the distance.
Araya, you see Esmond just kind of hold his hand to his brow, just sigh very deeply. Of course, he can't stop himself.
see, they're fine.
They're fine. Let's grab them and let's get out of here, though. And Esmond's going to light up the lantern again and follow the pathway and try to follow their voices to where they are.
You see Shalati and Casey, you see some light begin to appear on the cavern wall, and just as you realize that it's happening, you see somebody coming around the corner, and the two groups of you have converged at about the junction where you most recently split left and right for Shal and
The way we were going?
when you were coming back from having explored farther and coming back to the junction, right? The one that split left and right. The two groups are meeting at that junction.
Oh, sorry, wrong key. I thought the intention was that we were just gonna keep going the way we had been.
Yeah, so we took the left path with the less dust, and you thought it smelled better that way, so we were thinking it was a way out, so we kept going.
Oh, I totally thought you guys went back the other direction. Okay.
I think I had mentioned, like, let's go and see where it goes and then go back. I mean, we can also retcon that. It's easier.
Or they could catch up with us.
Oh, no, yeah. You were going back to see, you were coming back to see which way the other way went, right? Just to see what it was like?
I think the intention was to go out and see where it ended first, where it came out. And then after that, Shalati was like, well, after that, once we find out where it is, maybe we can go back and investigate.
I messed that up. Let's just say you guys got turned around and you think you're going that way, and you run into these guys.
Sure.
They're here. Oh.
Hey guys, there's been
Why are you here? I told you to go. We were going to go find Andrew.
yeah, there's been there might be something troubling, and we got worried that you guys could be in danger, more danger than we initially thought, and decided that it was best to grab you guys and scram immediately.
What happened? Did something change?
Not much has changed. Just the potential of what we may or may not have known. This I don't think that this is bandits. I think this has something to do with the dwarves. And I had a thought. That's not important. What's important is that this feels like it has something to do with the dwarves at the Dry Iron Pub, and that there might be some kind of creature or monster down here that they may be trying to come after.
Is that why they're going to call the bandit? But then why wouldn't they have to come to the sheriff or the verdict or something for help?
I don't know, warrior's pride or something? Final hurrah to die in battle? I can't say. They haven't, though. Clearly something is happening here, and we don't have enough information to just go wandering around these months.
That's why I wanted to come back and wander around to get more information.
Yeah, there's a path we didn't go. I mean,
wait, we're back here.
I've been marking
with distracting me.
I've been marking with chalk too, so well, if we all go together, it's safer than the two of you, and maybe only a little bit longer, and then we go back to town.
Well, I think this way is a way out. It started to smell fresher once we were a little bit way down. This way seems to be less traveled. And if you're all here, or at least you two are here, maybe we should go and find out what's on the down the end.
We can use the lantern and go quickly if we've already been that way quite a ways and find a way out and actually go back. That's a good idea.
I don't like this, but
it's probably a quicker way out than the way you came.
I think so. And then we'll have found it, and we'll all be safe together. And
I really feel that we should be at least try and see. We found so many. She finds herself a lost for words and then just pulls out the box of dynamite that she's been carrying under one arm like a chicken, and just opens it up and holds it out wordlessly for everyone else to see.
Esmond immediately steps back. Like he immediately steps away from that.
About it. He tried to light one of these fucking sticks.
Araya will follow Esmond's lead. Oh. So, what do you...
I mean, if you guys want to take these back, we can go and check out the other path. Be right behind you.
No, there's no more. There's no more paths. There's no more splitting up.
Let's just go the way that you think is the way out. That's why you were here in the first place. And then we'll be out and gone before any problem comes.
If we got turned around in a straight tunnel and came back to right at this juncture, just in time to meet you guys, that seems beyond coincidence. It feels like we should be investigating this other path.
Okay, then we should be sneaky. Esmond. If we all stick together, it's the safest way. I've got it.
And Slotty looks down at the ring. Are you still wearing it?
Oh, yes. It doesn't do anything.
Why are you wearing it?
It made me invisible until I took it off. Isn't that amazing?
Are you serious?
It's really cool.
Do they all do things like that?
They all glow if you wear them like this.
That's another reason that I think that there's something more dangerous than we anticipated going on down here. They have weapons. They have magical jewelry to give them enhanced abilities of some kind. Someone is down here hunting something. So we either go out the exit that we came in from, or we rush as quickly as we can to find this exit that you may have found. But we have to get out of here. We need to meet up with everybody else. We need to come up with some kind of strategy. We can't just wander
we're
around
not just
here.
wandering, we're investigating.
But the other people that might
Yeah.
be in here might be
She's
more
got
trouble.
the chalk and everything.
If there are other people here, we've taken the things that they've been stockpiling. We might have an advantage against them.
I didn't bring...
If there are other people here, that is just going to lead us down a really dangerous path that I do not want us to get involved with. We're not fighters. None of us have ever had
why
before.
I'm a little annoyed that you came back, because the more of us are wandering around here, the easier it is to be found out. If it was just me, as I originally planned in the first place, I probably would have been able to get down here and go down the other path and be out of the way instead of standing around here talking about this.
I mean, we haven't seen anyone down here the whole time. Hello.
No.
Immediately, Esmond slaps his hand against your mouth. Oh, are you fucking for real?
Let's go down the left-hand side that leads out, and then we'll know for sure. I think we need to get out of here. I
mean, we can come back later and search that right path.
Yeah, once we find the out.
Really want to get out of here.
But if they come back and they find out we've taken other things, then they will probably, if there's something down at the other end of that tunnel, they will probably take whatever it is, and then we'll never know. There's something going on here, and I think it is dangerous, and they might pose a danger to the village, to Shepherd's End.
I agree, but we don't have enough information to work off of to just wander around looking.
What more information could we get out here? The information isn't here, it's in the mines. We are where the information is.
My point being that we're so spread out right now. Only a handful of people know that we are down in the mines right now. And they're working to make sure that none of the adults in the village know that we're down here.
Yeah,
to make sure that word of us being down here doesn't spread to anybody else.
What?
What she didn't. Well, it just it's kind of so that. Okay, so everybody else is trying to establish like an alibi that we didn't go into the mines at all by making a presence in the city. But I really worry that maybe somebody thinks to check the mines maybe tonight, and that maybe we ought to get out sooner rather than later. But no, I understand. Okay, well, let's walk and talk.
What fine. All right. In the interest of not standing around here talking, she starts to walk down the left path. And she will, she will fall behind Araya a little bit, and then like 5 minutes in, she's going to try and steal the ring.
What? No!
I would say stealing a ring off someone's finger
is
nearly
she's
impossible.
wearing it. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
You can have a ring when we get back to town.
She does not try that then. So it was in her. She put it back in her pocket or something.
She's not a fair child.
I love that so much.
Meanwhile,
how reliable talent.
Meanwhile, back in the Dry Iron Pub, Kabeth and Seifrid, tummy's full of warm honey buns. You see two of the dwarves. they've leaned forward more into their conversations. Voices begin to raise enough to where you can hear the clipped, sort of angry tones of them speaking, which you would presume to be Dwarvish. One of them stands up and bumps the table. All of them kind of jostle back a bit, catch their drinks. He turns around, looking upset, starts stomping his way towards the door. Just about that time, we'll also say that... No, sorry, let's deal with that first.
He's heading towards the door, but he's not he hasn't left yet.
He's on the way right now.
What time of day is it?
Evening, night.
Wow. Oh, well.
Seyfried stretches and yells, "Whew! Man, we have so much we have to do to prepare for our graduation ceremony festival, and I am so tired." Don't you think it's time to turn in?
Yeah, I think it's getting pretty late. I gotta help tuck in all my siblings and, talk my way out of working a forge. God damn it.
He throws the door open and nearly hits the other group who would come to meet at the dry
iron. Well, I guess it's time to hit the hay. And Seyfried will finish off her cider and set the mug down, grab one more honey bun if there are any remaining, and stand up from the table. You coming?
Yeah. Is there any left in the basket?
One more left.
Takes it. Let's go.
So walking... Oh, sorry.
As the two of you are standing up from your chairs, it's Ava, Sal, and Peach who were coming to meet you guys, right? The door swings open, nearly hits you. You see one of the rough guts shoulder out through the door. Stops for just a moment, stares at Ava, and pauses. And Seyfried and Kabeth, the two of you are catching up, if you're looking to.
Wait, so what's the situation now?
If the two of you are looking to catch up with the dwarf and follow him or leave the tavern, you can have done that now if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think we would be following them at a reasonable distance to make it seem like we're walking.
So when we leave the bar, I would like to head in the opposite direction and then circle back around really quickly kind of thing, and then follow without having just walked right behind them out of the bar.
Okay, well, just for the moment then, you wouldn't have left yet. You're probably still at your table because this guy in the doorway of this tavern throws the door open, nearly hits Salinger with the door, and starts to shoulder past, but stops and looks at Ava, glares with a stare for a little bit, and then starts to leave, and then starts to head down the road.
Okay, I wanted to be leaving nearly simultaneously, but false in the wrong direction and turn around, basically.
That's fine. I just mean in terms of unless you're standing back just behind him, you would see this happening, right? And if you're going to tail him and keep a little bit of a distance, you would have seen this happen while you're still standing at your table, probably.
Okay. Yeah. So, with Kabeth in tow, Seyfried will head over to the door.
Okay. Yeah, and you kind of run into your other group of friends there.
Oh man, are you guys just getting here? We're off, we're turning in for the night.
Yeah, gotta tuck all those siblings in bed. All of them.
Yeah, all of them.
So Ava, Salinger, and Peach are all there now?
Yes, all the two groups of you have converged.
So, Mom should be all set, and we stuck that chicken in my room, so it should be safe enough until the morning when we can go bring it by the Fairfoot place. What all did you guys get up to? Did you find
Just
Shlacky,
having
or?
Just having a drink.
Yeah, we can catch you guys up on it tomorrow, though. We gotta get back home.
We gotta go. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta go. We'll see you later. We'll catch you up later.
And Cyphered will tug on Kvet's arm and get out of there.
Yeah.
Peach will kind of look at Sal and specifically towards Sal because I don't know Patrick is here. Oh yeah, hi Patrick. I see him in the big group shot.
Yeah, Ava's
would,
there.
Yeah, would say to the folks who came with it, where are they running off to?
They're headed northwest out of town. Well, towards the edge of town, presumably. The dwarves live that direction.
And it's Kabeth and Seyfried who have left?
Yeah, they peeled away.
Sorry,
Yeah, the two of them have peeled away. You don't know where they're going, but I know that you guys are circling around to follow this guy.
Well,
Yep.
What do you want to do, Sal, Ava? They are not going to bed. That is clear as day.
Well, they're being suspicious enough without us adding more attention to it, so I guess we wander off in a different direction and let them figure out whatever it is that they're up to.
Guess we should go wait outside of the place where the others went.
Yeah, let's go meet at the ruins like we're all supposed to. And she kind of drops a wink at Ava and Sal.
Okay. That dwarf looked at me like, really? Did you see that? And she asked.
I don't know, maybe he thought you were cute.
No, that was a stink eye.
A 350-year-old dwarf. Like,
Peach would just make that joke.
That Snow White looking girl, something about it just really, I don't know what it is.
So she has a way with dwarves, apparently. All right, so
I'm kidding, Ava. God, you're stumbling over yourself.
so I guess the three of them head towards the mine. Yeah, I guess that's where we start walking towards.
Okay, sounds good.
As we start walking that direction, Sal's got a little notebook out again, writing things down in it. Ruins equal mine. Mine equals pub. And it just keeps kind of crossing something like that.
If Peach notices that, she'll comment, "Why are you creating evidence?"
It's either I create evidence or I stumble around and say something stupid again.
Meanwhile, back in the mines, the actual old mines, Casey, Esmond, Shalati, and Araya, having traveled down the path to the right, you
Left.
Oh,
Left out.
okay, yeah. You begin to smell fresh air, and traveling those tunnels, you find the place that you got turned around before, and realize, that there's a portion of the mine there that kind of circles. You take another turn to the left, work your way in a downslope. You start to smell the fresh air again, scent of grass, pine. And then you start to feel a bit of a breeze. You realize you're coming towards an exit.
I like to think that the place where we got turned around, we accidentally bumped into each other and got into an argument.
Stop walking so close to me. You're going to jostle my step. I'm trying to be quiet here.
You keep stopping to draw these stack-on arrows on the wall. We don't need those.
Because I want to make sure that this doesn't happen.
You didn't draw one here. Draw one here.
I'm not. Just take a second. I'm not going to do it now.
There's
And that's why they got turned around.
Perfect.
This is the buddy comedy I knew I needed.
So do we actually see the exit, or?
Not yet. I'm just giving you smell the change in the air.
We have the lantern off, right? Thank God.
Well, okay. Esmond, did you extinguish the lantern?
If it was asked, yeah, he would have snuffed it out again.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have asked him to turn it on, definitely.
I don't know if Charlotte could help herself to not throw in something snarky like, wow, you're asking to put on the fire?
Attract undue attention, right? Plus I have these, and he kind of lifts up the 2 boxes of dynamite that he also has.
Oh god, that would remind me. What did I let you take 2 of them?
You're the one that wanted to take all of them.
Well, we do have all, but she has probably the other one. So. Oh, right, sorry. I'm just here me.
I'm blaming you. You're the one that wanted to take all of them.
I should have taken all of them, actually, instead of just... I don't know what I'm thinking.
Okay. Esmond will take charge as we head down the path.
Esmond's favorite road trip.
Moving forward before too long, you start to hear the sound of like fabric fluttering in a breeze, perhaps. Moving closer, you catch a stronger sense of the breeze. And you, as you turn a corner, Esmond, there in the lead, you see you can see it looks as though there's a break in the stone. You're not exactly sure what you're looking at first, and then you realize you're looking at like some canvas or fabric or something that has a slight part, just enough to see through.
Esmond is going to
hear the sound of crickets and things outside.
Esmond is going to hold a hand up to everyone behind him. Do I hear anything? Do I hear anything else besides crickets? Do I hear voices?
No, you don't.
Okay, he's gonna slowly walk up to the canvas and peek through where it splits. Is there anybody there?
Now you sneak forward, and you reach the canvas, part it just a bit, and you're looking into sparse forest at the base of the mountain on the essentially like the southwestern edge of this portion of it. You can see wild brush all around this entrance/exit to the mine, but looking a little farther beyond that, you can see, looks like the edge of a bit of farmland. How oriented is Esmond, and how much does he explore this local area?
I imagined he's explored most, if not all, of the local area. If not with O, then definitely as a sense of like trying to observe and absorb the history of the surrounding region.
Okay, we'll say that you glance around you glance around the area. You can realize that you are sort of at the edge of the farmlands where the dwarves live, where it butts up against the mountain.
Okay. So there's no one immediately in the vicinity outside of the cavern, though?
No, you don't see anyone outside.
Esmond is going to turn to the group behind him. We're just on the edge of the farmlands where the dwarves stay, and he will proceed through the tarp.
Yeah, stepping out into the canvas on the outside, you can see that it's patterned in a way that's be really hard to tell that this isn't rock from a distance. It's very clearly intentionally meant to camouflage this entrance to the mines.
Can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming in from the moonlight and whatever outside, can Charlotte take a moment and, now that there's a little bit more light coming Shard light?
Yeah, it's actually pretty dark. There's starlight, but
I guess she's going to try and examine the sides of the mine walls and try to figure out if this entrance is new or if it's as old as the mine's clothing. Like, does it look like it was part of the mine originally, or
it's pretty easy to tell that this is also old. The framework and stuff is also rotting.
Oh, it's still looking rickety.
But you do see, we'll say, similarly, you see like signs and tracks of people having come and gone, disturbances in dust, and here, especially the entrance, you can see some broken twigs and things like that, where people have been coming and going. Well, let me think about that.
Look down.
Probably not broken twigs, but you do see disturbances in the dust.
Are dwarf feet smaller than regular humanoid feet? Like
about the same size.
Okay. And there's nobody here who has hooves, right?
No.
Or leporine feet or anything.
I mean, I am barefoot.
Wait, really? Do you all go barefoot?
Yeah, usually.
I think Aurea has hooves.
No.
You get a choice with tieflings. I opted for feet and shoes. I have a tail, though.
Wait, no. Alright. Somebody says, either we should try to walk very carefully or try to look like the dwarves that are walking around. Because I think they will be able to see it, that people have been here.
I mean, they'll be able to see the chalk arrows all over the walls.
I'm not looking for it. I was trying to make them small. Yeah. What she said.
And the boards.
Well, that one's harder.
They don't even go that way anyway.
Then you're right. We should not walk through the dwarf farms, right?
I think they'll know someone's here. They just won't know it was us.
Good.
So what are the others supposed to be? The workshop?
Yeah, that's where they're most likely headed after they finish their tasks.
Do I know the lay of the land around here? Is there like a gully or a stream or something that has cover that we can follow back to the village that doesn't go through the dwarf farms?
Well, following the mountains, you'd be moving at the very edge of sort of the dwarven, the farms where the dwarves live. It's possible. I mean, you're making your way through brush and light forest, so it's totally possible that you could go without being seen. In terms of time, you would probably save an hour by going through the farmland, going along the edge of the farmland instead of going back through the tunnels.
We can say that we are looking for a chicken and not lie.
True. All right. Back to the workshop, I guess, then.
Yeah, let's...
She'll start moving. Wait, does she? She's going to try and tuck the box of dynamite down into her kind of voluminous skirts. Like, find a way to rig it up and strap it in so that she doesn't look like she's carrying a box of dynamite in her hands.
Yeah, it's probably kind of awkward and cumbersome, but it's feasible that, unless someone searched you, they wouldn't see it.
There's a little bit of sweat rolling down her face. She does it.
Do you have room in there for one more? And he holds up one of the boxes of dynamite.
God damn it.
Just gonna take the other one.
Or two. I do have two.
I'll just have really wide hips. What are you gonna do with all that junk? Explode. She's gonna try and stuff them all under her skirts then, I guess.
Okay, well, you've got them under your skirts. It's
that's
probably
right.
There are probably times
Well,
where
she's
you
not
have to
gonna ask someone else to risk that.
Let's see, so are you guys cutting through the backsides of the farms along the base of the mountain, or going back to the caves?
Is the plan to stick along as close to the edge of the mountain as we can to avoid as much detection as we can?
Good to me.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and do then.
Charlotte does keep looking back. I don't think she's particularly great at hiding, concealing her feelings, so she keeps looking back at the entrance. But is going to keep walking with it.
Esmond is going to make a mental note of where precisely this entrance is.
Why do you keep looking back at me?
I'm not looking at you.
And you keep turning around and looking at me.
Because you're behind. You happen to be in my way. There's a cave behind you.
If there's something you want to tell me, you can just tell me.
You're an idiot.
Guys. Stop. Let's stop. At least wait until we're back at the workshop.
Meanwhile, at the edge of town, Kabeth and Seifert, you are tailing after this dwarf. I'd like each of you to roll for how good you are at being sneaky, following someone without being seen. If you're particularly good at this kind of thing, you can roll like a d4. If it's like your best thing, you can do a d6 instead. All right. It's an 18 on the die for Kabeth and a 14 plus 4 for Seifert. Yeah, you're moving carefully, peeking an alley. He seems to stop for a minute, glance over his shoulder, but you've ducked into the shadows. After a moment more, you see this dwarf. He kind of reaches the edge of town where there stops being quite so much spill of light. And he reaches to his pack. You see him pull out a torch. Sparks some flint and steel for a little bit. It takes a moment before the torch lights up. And then you see him start heading out into the fields.
Where is he going?
Hope he doesn't catch those fields on fire.
I think it's reasonable that you know that the dwarves, they live kind of far, they live at the outskirts of town. And he is headed that direction.
Why do dwarves have to be such weird loners? Why can't they live closer to town? I don't understand.
They do seem grumpy, don't they?
Just one of them.
Yeah, and really bad-mannered.
Are there other, are the other farm properties out this way, or is this really out of the way,
farmland
isolated?
surrounds the entire town. There's farmland all around it. But yeah, you do vaguely know that the dwarves do live in this direction.
We keep following him. Are we gonna get in big trouble for being late tonight?
Late with our friends, or do you mean what are you running late for?
I mean, you have to go home eventually. I mean, your parents don't care when you come home.
I mean, if I'm quiet and I take care of all of the things I'm supposed to take care of, then what's the problem?
I mean, I'm supposed to be home at 7, so I'm really late.
Well, what's more late versus being late? I think it's too late to worry about that now. That's a later problem.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna make you work the forge, aren't they? All right, let's find out where he's going. Let's just keep going. Wait. If it gets really dark, I can't see in the dark. Can you?
We'll be fine. And Cypher will continue on.
Is there light from the heavens above, Chris?
For the two of you, it'd be pretty dark. He is carrying a torch now, so it's very easy to know where he is. But yeah, you could get, you could potentially trip or get tangled up in some briars or something.
Seifred has so much confidence in you.
If you have confidence in me, then I can do anything. Except wear shoes. Or work a forge. I'm not really good at archery yet. She just starts listing off things she's not really good at, which is everything. Delivering mail on time.
Does it look like he's going, like actually going back home at this point, or does it look like he's sort of straight off into a different direction?
He's headed in that direction. He's still far enough away to where you can really know.
I think, especially since he is carrying a light source, Cypher would keep a really healthy distance and kind of just see, like, I just want to see where he ends up. Like if he goes inside of a building, then it's like, okay, he went home. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think you guys trail after him for a time. Let me have you each roll how sure-footed and careful and precise and coordinated your characters are.
Youch.
I was going to ask if they get disadvantage for being in the dark, but I guess it doesn't look like they need it. That hurt.
Oh.
Ouch.
That is a 9+2 and a 9+2 for each of them.
Twinning.
Total of 11.
It's dark.
It is dark. There is a portion where you're moving along following him. You're in slightly taller grass at this point, and there's a metal clang as Beth, you kick a bucket. Clang, 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 and it rattles, tumbles over. You see the torch stops. And you see him turn around.
Cypher gently grabs the back of Kebeth's neck and like slowly lowers them down into the grass.
You see him. You see his face illuminated by the torch. He squints. Seems to be scanning the darkness for a moment. Still watching. He knows he heard something. For the other group, you guys see a torch off in the field. For Esmond and Shalati and...
Yeah. I mean, do we just see that as a torch, or do we see it as a dwarf?
You catch that it's a torch first, and then looking closer, you see the silhouette of a dwarf.
We should steer clear of that.
Yeah, yes. But he's not coming towards us if we just stay. If we just stay around the edge, maybe he won't see us.
Did we also hear that bucket get kicked, DM?
I don't think. No, probably not.
What kind of coverage are we looking at here? I know that we're walking around the edge of the base of the mountain, but like, do we have tree coverage, tall grass? What are we looking at?
You're in thick brush, light forest, a couple of trees. It'd be very hard to see you unless it'd be very hard to see you. You're in pretty good cover, but you do see this dwarf. He's just standing in this field with a torch, staring towards the town.
What is he doing?
Let's not move until he moves.
Shalati just very carefully flattens down behind a tree or a shrub.
After another moment, the dwarf turns. He starts to walk again in the same direction that he was going.
Does he look like his trajectory is heading toward the mine entrance?
Vaguely.
Hard to tell. Do you think he's going to die? Or he's just going home?
I think he's going to pass out.
We need to work under the assumption he's going home, not to the mine.
Why?
Because I don't want to put that thought in either of your heads.
It's too late.
We're going to the workshop. We have to discuss what our next step is going to be.
Well, she's gonna start moving again since the dwarf started moving back toward the workshop the way they were heading, but she was keeping an eye on the dwarf.
Okay.
Esmond is actually going to hang back for a second. I want to keep an eye on the direction that the dwarf was looking at. I want to see if there's anything that... I want to see if anything pops up that he may have been wary of.
Sure. So the dwarf is making his way towards like the dwarven farmsteads, as far as you can tell right now. As you guys begin to move forward, you see that Esmond is like lingering behind.
He stopped for a reason. I was just making sure that there wasn't anything out there.
She's gonna look out there as well.
Okay, so you two pause, looking that way. Kabeth and Seifrid, you see the dwarf is starting to move on again.
Seifrid will tentatively, like, sort of peek up a bit, see that he's moving on again, and then her ears involuntarily will just shoot right back up, and she'll start creeping forward in the grass.
Okay.
Beth waits a moment before joining.
Okay, so let's have Seifrid roll how good you are at staying out of sight versus Esmond and Shalata. You can roll how keen your eyes are.
Wow! Ouch! Oh, the dice!
Oh, it's the ears. It's the ears.
So 4 + 1.
That's completely
You
valid.
need me to roll as I follow. Or is it the king?
I'm too excited to keep my ears away.
Esmond and Shalata, you see this sort of silhouette against one of the lights kind of at the edge of town. A little shape of 2 ears pop up. And a figure starts following the dwarf.
That's great.
Do they see me?
I'm not going to lay any bets.
Am I more stealthy?
Go ahead and give a roll. Let me know.
No. Do you kick that same bucket?
A natural 1 on the die. There's a clang of metal clang.
Seifrid tackles her.
You see
Perfectly in character. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, you see the dwarf stops again. Spins around, staring that direction. And the two of you get a glimpse of Seifrid run and tackles Kabeth kind of poof, into a trough.
I mean, I wasn't going to bet that it wasn't those two, but now it definitely is.
It could be any satyr and Aaron gone. Yeah, I know.
You see the dwarf start walking that direction now.
Oh, shit. Okay, I got this. You guys keep moving to the workshop. I'll just run out.
Are you fucking kidding me? You just came for us because you were like, oh, it's too dangerous. Now you're gonna be...
We're looking for the chicken.
Oh, alright. Well, then there should be all of us, not just you by yourself out here.
Oh, we could all be like, here, chicky, chicky, chicky.
We're not gonna find them. I mean,
I think Gilata is going to pick up a pebble, trying to pick pebble from the ground, and then fit it into her sling staff, and just gonna like hurl it as far as she can with that into the brush, away from everyone.
Okay. So you find a sizable, a reasonable stone that could make the distance. Put it into your sling. Give it a hurl. Let's roll for how strong your character, how the pure distance that your character could make this go.
Oh, strength?
Yeah, for this.
Not very far, it turns out.
Okay. You give it a hurl. It goes flying, but it doesn't make it past him. It hits kind of on your side. There's a... He pauses again, spins that direction, winds out of stance at this point. You can see him, nervous look on his face.
Okay, at this, Esmond is... Jesus fucking Christ. Esmond is going to grab Araya by the forearm. You're with me. Remember, look, we're looking for a chicken, and drag him off and go jogging towards where Sefried and Kibeth were at, and kind of meet the dwarf kind of halfway.
Okay. Yeah, you break through the brush. Araya, do you follow Esmond?
Yeah, he grabbed my hand. I'm yes, 100%, 100%. But if I see that there's a dwarf, I take the ring off and put it in my pocket.
What's up?
That ring's off.
Ooh, he grabbed her hand.
Oh, but I mean, we saw
forearm.
No, I mean, when we saw the dwarf, she's like, "Oh, I don't need this anymore."
Okay. Yes, the two of you come, snapping twigs, coming out from the brush. As you get within within sight, he's the dwarf. Mo! What are you doing?
Have you seen a chicken? It was coming this way. We're on its tail. Feathers.
Yeah, sorry. No.
I choose to believe that's all in character. You can sort of say that and sort of breaking down.
Yeah, sorry to bother you, sir. We're out here with our friends. We made a deal with the Fairfoots. We're trying to find all their lost chickens. We've got just the one left. We were out here with some other friends of ours. We were hoping that it was maybe somewhere out here in the brush.
We didn't mean to scare you, though.
See a deep frown kind of turns his mustache, and he glances in the direction that you guys have come from. Glances back at you. Glances in this direction, the bucket, and then back at you again. What are you kids up to?
Looking for chicken, sir. We split up with another pair of friends of ours
Takes a couple of steps towards you. Take some steps towards you.
Is
Truth.
Can we see them at this point because they're like next to the dwarf with the torch?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we're just chasing chickens, sir. We were headed home, but we thought we saw it, and so we took
He spins around that way.
Cypher will run forward, like, whew, oh my god, did you guys have any luck?
There you guys are. No, we haven't, unfortunately. Was kind of hoping that you would have had better luck.
Well, we thought we saw it, but I got stuck in a bucket.
You probably scared it away.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. I was trying to be really stealthy, but then I tripped over the bucket and I got stuck in the bucket, and I definitely scared the chicken away, and I'm sorry.
You're friends with that nosy girl.
We're all a little bit nosy.
I mean, we're all in the same class, so we know each other. Yeah, it's not that big of a town. Who?
What nosy girl?
No. You up to something. Stay away from the land.
All of it? All the land?
Ours.
But what if...
Which part exactly do you mean is...
Esmond will speak up, holding his hands. Yes, sir. We apologize. We meant no offense. We didn't realize how far into the farmlands we'd gotten in our search for the chicken. We will leave. We apologize.
He steps even closer to you, stares at your face, steps close enough the light from the torch is illuminating you. You kids go in the mines.
You...
No. Excuse me, sir. It's dangerous in there. Only an idiot would go in.
I don't like dark places. I don't like cramped places. I think that caves sound awful. I don't think you could ever pay me to go into a cave.
You can't see in there. It's old, it's decrepit, it's dangerous. There are more exciting things to do elsewhere. But we'll certainly take your advice and not go in.
Yeah, we're busy chasing chickens.
It's Seifrid, Beth, and Esmond all roll how calm your characters are, kind of socially under pressure.
Which dwarf is that? Do I know that dwarf? Is that Drudge?
I'm sorry. What skill would you say is remaining calm under pressure, Chris? Because I don't know.
This is you don't have to be strictly with skills, but this is a charisma based kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I just don't know what attribute I would say applies to that.
You get a flat roll from me.
I want to vote, but I'm not also going to bring any attention to myself. I know they hate me.
Oh,
God! Casey, this is Drudge Pothammer.
Should I use the inspiration?
You should use the inspiration.
Please do.
You have inspiration? Yes!
Yeah, I'm going to use the inspiration. Okay. I'm going to roll that again.
Yeah. Anything is better than a 1.
Oh, a natural 20 to replace that natural 1. Yeah, you see he kind of you see his shoulders kind of relax a little bit. And he says, "Kid shouldn't be out here. Go home. Don't be playing out here. It's not safe."
Whew, well, guys, it is that time, right?
Absolutely, sir. We apologize for intruding on your land. We will leave immediately. Thank you. Thank you again for looking out for us.
Don't got any chickens. So he turns and starts stomping his way off.
Man, what a sourpuss.
Asshole.
All right, so who's gonna follow him? Because obviously it shouldn't be me.
No, we're no falling dwarves. We're meeting back at the workshop. We gathered some more information. We need to discuss with everyone what we're gonna do.
What
I'm
about
be in so much trouble.
Casey and Shalati?
They're headed back to the workshop currently.
Yeah, I think we were probably hiding, crouching.
Yeah,
watching
no,
that.
Shalati definitely did not move.
And yeah, Casey looks over at her during that exchange and like taps his foot, pulls out his lighter, and starts spinning it in his fingers.
Shalati edges away with a box of inner skirts.
That looks like Drudge. He doesn't like me. I don't think we should.
You did something to him, I would
I
imagine.
didn't do anything to him.
None of the dwarves like me.
But
Who haven't you pissed off from this village?
But no, there's plenty of people. It's beside the point. It looks like they talked their way out of it. He's going that way.
We should keep watch that dwarf and see which way he's going.
I mean, it's probably going to the mine. How did I not know that entrance was there? I've been over here dozens of times.
Yeah, it's pretty well hidden. You have not found that entrance before.
Esmond would start leading everyone back towards the workshop, where I imagine Shalati and O would see us moving that way, and I imagine the two groups would meet up on the way to the workshop after a certain point.
Okay, and everyone was headed back to the workshop, right? Because there was some confusion previously.
Yeah.
I think that everyone is supposed to meet back at the workshop.
Wait, weren't Ava and Peach and Sal going to quote unquote the ruins?
Right, but the ruins is code for the workshop.
I thought ruins was code for the mine.
The mines.
Yeah, me too.
Let's make our lives easier.
Let's go ahead and say it's the workshop.
Yeah. So we'll say, despite whatever the previous intention was, you guys convene at the Clockwork Heart, going in through the side door. Esmond can get in. Shop's closed.
Yeah, shop's closed, doors locked behind us. Only 1 or 2 lanterns lit up throughout the workspace to give us light to speak over. Okay, this has been one of the more stressful nights I've experienced in a while.
Speak for yourself. This was great. We did everything we set out to do, right?
I mean, we didn't get the rocks.
The rocks.
For
Yes,
the project.
stone.
Oh, the rocks.
But we do have an easier way to get the rocks.
I guess I'll reach into her skirt pants and start bringing out the boxes.
Esmond immediately kind of scrambles back a little bit.
Let's
Keep those in the corner, please.
Personally, I think that we should drop into the ocean to make sure that they can't be used.
Be used? Would you rather use the old pickaxe that we got?
Well, do you know how to use that? Probably don't know how to use dynamite. Definitely do not want you using these. Do you know how to use dynamite?
I have a better idea than most, actually.
But if the idea is to keep anyone from knowing that we were the ones in the mine, I think using some dynamite in
No. Let me make this clear. We're not using dynamite for my silly project. We will hold on to the dynamite. We will for now. We need to figure out what to do with it first.
If you want to keep it with 6, sure, that makes sense. But why do we need 3 full boxes of it?
I'm just saying. Let's sit it down in the corner and let's just discuss what we have learned and what our next step is going to be. That's all I'm saying.
Uses for it.
Charlotte will set it in the corner, but she also picks up. Is there like a bucket of water anywhere here? She's not actually gonna. Yeah. And then she just like stands threateningly by it, just ready to pour the moment it seems like people are like, okay, sure, we should get rid of something.
Thirsty, are we?
I'm touched because I spent so much time in the bloody desert with a glittering pool. I don't even know what I mean by that.
The brave. Help.
Sorry, go on.
Well, let's think of what else.
Sorry, quick question. One thing I've realized I forgot to clarify is the big satchel of weapons that you guys took. Where is that?
Workshop.
It's in the ceiling.
Rafters.
Rafters of the workshop.
I have to pee so badly.
And Charlotte and Casey, you had each taken 1 weapon each, right?
I pocketed a dagger.
She definitely did not.
Okay.
Well, let's think about what we have left to do. We still have to find one of the chickens. We have to return the chicken that we did capture marvelously, easily. And then what else is needed for your project?
No, there's something just weirder going on. The project is kind of the farthest thing from my mind at the moment.
It's still something we have to do.
Don't think it's what we should discuss, though.
It's kind of what I kind of wanted everyone here to discuss the weapons and the jewels and the seemingly hidden entrance in the dwarven area of the village
and
mines.
the other tunnel that we did not go down.
Yeah, but
it might have something else.
Stuff in there was old. It seems like it's been in there for a while. I don't think they're actively using it.
It wasn't. Well, there is clearly at least a little bit fresh. That food that was down in the hole, it was not stale or old. I think that's why the chicken went in there.
Let's for everyone else that hasn't been caught up to speed yet. Let's start from the beginning. We went to the mines to try and find tools for the Stardow project. While looking in there, Ishalati found these dwarven weapons and jewels and fresh food hidden away in a section of the mines. From that, Shalati and O went further into the mines to see what else they can find, and found these boxes of dynamite. While everyone else went back to the workshop, and we have discovered that these jewels are magical to a surprising degree.
Apparently, and Shalati will just point out Aurea.
It made me invisible, but downside was I couldn't understand a single thing Esmond was saying. So I didn't know I was invisible until I took the ring off. And I can't become invisible again.
Oh. She pulls the brooch out of her pocket. I wonder what this does.
Put it on. Let's find out.
I mean,
No,
it
don't.
kind of seems like you're a little bit too worked up about it. Like, it just because probably the dwarves, we don't know for sure, but probably, are running around doing something sneaky doesn't mean that they're running around doing something nefarious.
I don't know. They're pretty mean about not being in their space. I
Mean
don't know. It
and
seems
grumpy
suspicious.
is not the same thing as villainous.
But it's really suspicious.
Kabeth and Salinger, I would like you each to roll how good your character's memory is.
Please be good. Salinger, I'm depending on you.
Aha. Kabeth with a 17 plus 4. You kind of recently were reading a book that references some old dwarven things, and you realize, you're looking closer at all this stuff, it's not precisely the same. It's really close, but it's you've seen dwarven runes kind of recently, and even though you don't know how to read them, you remember some of the shapes. This is very similar, but not exactly the same.
This kind of reminds me of something I saw once from dwarven stuff in one of my books. It's not quite the same, but maybe different. Maybe a different dialect.
So you're saying it's probably not dwarven, not theirs?
I mean, I don't speak their language, but I don't think it looks exactly the same. I could go see if I could find that book, but if I go home, then my parents will see me, and that would just, I would never get back out again tonight. And tomorrow, I'll check tomorrow.
Don't languages change over time? I thought that was one of the things, like when they're talking about very old history, sometimes stuff changes and you can't understand what people used to talk about.
Not so much that it becomes a completely different language, though, right?
Depends on how old it is. You know, we assumed they were hiding stuff away. What if they found them down there? Just like we just found that stuff. We're making all these assumptions. Maybe we just ought to talk to a dwarf about it.
You talk to a dwarf.
I think that they really seem like they need some space.
Yeah,
They're just always like that. They're always grouchy.
No, but if they know that we have or have seen something, if we ask the wrong questions, then they'll know we're up to something more, and they're already kind of suspicious of us, and then they might accuse us of taking their stuff. I think it sounds like a terrible idea.
Come on, this town's never kept a secret for more than a day. They're gonna find out.
Because people like to gossip like crazy, so it's better just to say nothing.
What?
No, and see, this was going to be my next point. When we found the jewelry and the weapons, Ava clarified that after. What did the dwarf say to you?
That we shouldn't be down there. That we didn't know what we were doing, and that it was dangerous. And that something about maybe monsters that were down there a long time ago, that they fought or something.
Ava.
Maybe they were trying to scare us off because you guys found like a ton of dynamite.
Oh, my mom said something about monsters too, like basilisk. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but with the dynamite, there's been a lot of like earthquakes lately.
Charlotte has opened her mouth, and then Arya says that, and then she closes her mouth.
Ava. By the way, that guy was suspicious of you. The one that you talked to, we ran into him in the field, and he was like, you know that girl, and so you shouldn't probably ask dwarfs for anything ever again. It sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, he called you nosy.
They have a long memory.
Just a little bit rude about it.
Yeah, they were real mean.
Well,
Have you been harassing Drudge?
I don't think so. Just, I bought him drinks. But
that should have worked.
Yeah, you should like
so,
that.
wait, it just, we have a lot of pieces. It seems like we're making it really complicated. We just tell the sheriff and have a talk with the dwarves. And if it's theirs,
No, no adults
I
don't
was
get.
going to say. Honestly, I was not thinking it would be good at first, but then we found the dynamite, and I think it's bigger than us at this point. It's more than just some people hiding away things. This might actually be a real danger to the town.
Yeah.
And so the town. Do we have a mayor, or is it just a sheriff?
There's a governor for the town. Oh no, there's a mayor. There's a mayor for the town.
Maybe we
tell
should
them-
bring it to the mayor and the sheriff.
I was never with you. I had nothing to do with this. I was definitely sitting reading somewhere. Totally innocent.
Oh yeah. Who are you again?
I think that there is some truth that can work to our favor. There were a couple of things in particular that we wanted to keep for our own purposes, like tools and stuff. And using anything that we got from there is pretty risky because someone's going to know where it came from. But if we do turn in some of the stuff, it takes the heat off of us, and we maybe have a little bit more flexibility to do the things that we wanted to do with what we found to begin with.
We could just put it back.
You won't think they'll investigate us more if we turn in half of it?
Exactly. And I'm not giving up this brooch.
I mean, who's going to know that this is half? They would have to know how much the total is to know what half is.
Why are we giving up any of it? Either let's put it all back or let's keep it all. I thought we had a plan.
I think that going back in there is the craziest idea. They are incredibly suspicious of us, and the more that we go in there, it being dangerous aside, the more likely we are to be caught by the people who are the grumpiest and doing the shadiest things.
Well, this is why I think we should bring this to the governor and the sheriff, because what are we going to do with a bunch of weapons and magical jewelry? And
I kind of like the ring.
all of you didn't want to go down the other passage. They were like, oh no, it's too dangerous. We should come back and get everyone else. But if we tell it to the sheriff and the governor, and we have proof in the form of these things, then maybe the entire town and all the healthy people who are left, we go investigating. We find out what's down there in as safe a way as possible with everyone. And everyone knows what's going on. If it's shady, then we should throw some sunlight on it.
I'm with you. My only addition is that in the wake of all of this crazy stuff going on, what is a pickaxe that is essential to our project going to mean if it's not accounted for?
Well, I don't think they care about the mining tools.
Yeah, I don't think they care about the mining tools, but we don't have to turn everything over. Some stuff could have gotten lost. Some stuff could have fallen in some crevasse of the earth. Who knows?
You're not talking about just the mining tools anymore, are you?
I don't know.
He was never just talking about the mining tools.
No?
Okay, so, I mean, let's just split the difference. Some people take the tools and go use them for tonight the way we wanted to, and then the others of us will get the sheriff and bring him back here and show him the stuff that we found that isn't, not discovered. That she looks at Kabeth that wants to be lost.
It is the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could just wait till morning.
Yeah, we can wait until the morning and then bring the weapon stash to the governor. Although, another thought though is this is all incredibly incriminating for a bunch of people that totally did not go into the mines.
What difference does that make? We followed the chicken. That's where we found it. We did a good thing. They're not, and if they get mad, we're gonna be gone in
No,
3 months.
we did a bad thing. We were never supposed to go in there at all. Chicken or no chicken, we're already gonna get in trouble for that. And I'm going to bed.
Okay. So the rest of us, I think that it'll be fine. I don't think that what are they gonna do? I mean, we already are gonna have maybe something really dangerous.
I don't know. I could think of lots of horrible things they could do.
You should go to bed.
Your camera's not even on.
I would. Something about this still doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to tell anyone about the weapons or the jewels or incriminate any dwarves.
Yeah, we don't even know.
We don't know what they're doing. I want a night to do some reading. I want to see if I can figure out what the dwarves are. It could potentially be doing down there. Doc, something that you said that Drudge said to you, that we don't know what we're doing. Something about that sticks with me. I don't know. I feel like that there's something in the history of the town that may have been forgotten at some point. That if it's in a book or something, Beth, maybe you or I could find it. But I don't want to incriminate the dwarven section of the town without solid evidence that they are doing something truly dangerous, potentially harmful to the town or its people.
We don't have to say that the dwarves had anything to do with it necessarily. If say a group of us wants to fess up explicitly to going into the mine, even in search of a chicken, a totally reasonable excuse, that you can just turn over the stuff that you found and go in there, say we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing, and we found something that seems legitimately dangerous and thought that it was more important to turn it in. But that doesn't mean that you have to say that we think the dwarves are suspicious and they're the ones that definitely are doing something.
That's true.
I think the sheriff and the governor are asked to do. If we could figure out that this looks sort of like dwarven things, they probably can too. Draw their own conclusions from there.
I think we should sleep on it. Do some research.
Sleeping on it seems like a good idea.
I have one additional concern, and it's that if we report this to the governor, to the sheriff, the only action they could take potentially, if something gets really dangerous, if they confront whoever and things get dangerous, it would take weeks to get a verdict out here for any assistance. If we tell anyone about this, it could lead to serious repercussions.
What's the alternative? They just discover the stash is missing and we're in the same position, right?
Maybe we've thwarted whatever their plan is.
I have another what if for everybody. What if the dwarves weren't actually breaking any rules and they were doing everything on the up and up? It was just not something that we knew about.
Then
That's true.
We'll be in a little trouble and nothing will be bad.
If you say so.
Well, it'll just be
All
an
right.
honest mistake, and we'll return everything. I mean,
Here's what will happen. I will go to the governor tomorrow, and I will report everything. I will take the brunt of the blame for this, since this was my idea.
You won't do it alone.
alone.
Casey will obviously also go with you.
That was kind of
He will-
implied.
Look, it was my idea to keep exploring further, so I should go with you.
I'll go too.
I'm
staying
staying
Also,
home.
then
I'm
maybe-
head off to the governor. I'm gonna go back to the shift. I'm gonna head back to the tavern. I'll see you all tomorrow, though. Good luck. Kate has to sign off.
Right.
Night, Kate.
All right,
night.
Peach, we'll tell.
Good night, Peach.
Oh, good night.
Good night, sweet honey bun, sweetheart.
In fact,
Honey bun.
Yeah. In fact, I think you guys all realize there needs to be some additional discussion and things we made. So that's where we'll end for tonight and give you guys some time to think about it.
Thank you.
Oh, great game, guys.
Yes.
We
That was
didn't
good.
die in a cave-in. That's amazing.
All right, I gotta run, but I'll see
There's
you guys
always more
next
chances for
week.
that.
It's so
See
good.
ya.
It's so much fun. Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
Good night. I'm just gonna go over to where you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Suck you into the screen.
But then we could all hang out until you
Oh,
get
yeah,
there.
pizza.
Oh, that's true. You could
Yeah.
do it. Do it.
Ooh.
I feel like dynamite is the answer.
Okay,
Dynamite is
so